station.
I have to tell you, to start the year, it's odd that I would begin to say that I have absolutely no problem with myself that I did not do my job yesterday as you would see it, because I was in Houston and working on ESPN radio doing the Texans game. But normally, when I've been in these situations before, I would make sure to go out of my way to, of course, it's part of my job to watch the Jets and the Giants game. And I felt like yesterday, it was for me to go out of my way to not watch a single solitary second highlight clip, not a thing on my phone, nothing, not one bit. Here's how bad it is. Couldn't tell you what uniform either team wore yesterday, and I'm very comfortable with that decision this morning. Bart, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I mean, you didn't miss. Well, you missed something on the Giants side. You missed absolutely. You got exactly what you would expect from. You got exactly what you would have expected from the Jets. From the Giants, a bit of a surprise, especially the fact that Dak Prescott.
Is it? Is it a surprise when the Giants are 8-30 in their last 38 games, and 4 of those wins have come in week 17 or 18 when they have been 100% meaningless for them other than improving their draft stock?
I think this was Kafka's collective Lovie Smith screw you. I mean, because he was going for the flea flicker.
Oh, my God.
He was going for the reverse pass. Like, this was his collective. I know you're not hiring me. Screw you.
Well, and then he handed the game ball to the owner.
I hate you so much. I hate you guys so much that I'm going to help the Jets.
Well, I have to tell you, in all of that, I have never seen a team more remarkably talented at winning games that mean absolutely nothing, at achieving when it means less than zero. The Giants would win that award for a team that could excel when it matters the least. Boy, Bart, when there is nothing on the line other than helping the future of your team, they excel like nobody else. They are at a whole nother level of a team that when their worst is required, they cannot deliver.
They have their best. When their worst is required, they give their best.
Being at your worst when your worst is required, and they can't do that either.
They're in the corner like, yo, hey, Mick, I ain't going down no more. Like, why? Go down, dumbass. Hey, you going down, man.
The Giants were, I happened to watch this the other day, sitting in a hotel room in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm flipping around, and Rocky IV is on. And what do you know? It's the scene with Apollo in the ring. And Apollo is saying, don't throw that towel. No, throw in the damn towel. Throw in the damn towel.
Throw the towel, the bucket. What are we doing? We got a chance to get multiple first-round draft picks from being in the second place, maybe especially if you look at, and I don't know if the Jets would have gave up both of their first-round draft picks this year. They might have traded one from this year and one from next year to kind of space it out. But you know that pick's going to be good. Like, and if they would have traded the ones from this year, they would have been trading. I don't know why this dude like Sherlock Holmes. You know, so he would. You know,
oh, Bart, look at Cam Newton on TV this morning.
No. I never knew that somebody could out-weird Cam Newton. Ryan Clark looked like a multi-universe Santa Claus. This is the worst outfit I have ever seen on television.
Well,
listen, not Cam.
Yeah, Cam's got a hat with something on the front of it.
That's his hair.
Is that his hair?
His hair sticks through. He cuts holes through the middle of his hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's for his dreadlocks to fit.
Oh,
look at
RC.
That is the worst outfit in the history of television. This dude I swear to God, it looks like Robin's outfit. You know, Rob, it looks like he took
Robin
Batman.
from the old Batman?
Yes.
That red and white thing?
And I swear.
Is he wearing tights?
I swear, I am trying to be – wait till you see the side is the pants that he have on with it. I am trying to be as professional as I can. But when you see the worst thing that you've ever seen before, that's saying a whole lot on national TV by somebody that's a millionaire.
Does he have the RC logo?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just in case we didn't know who he was.
But you just keep looking. I'm going to talk and finish my point.
Okay.
Right?
I don't even know what that was. Go ahead.
It was the fact that the Giants – and listen, the good thing is other teams won so that they wouldn't drop to 7. Now, they end up at 5, but this was an opportunity, I believe, for them.
No. Let's make clear. If the Giants could have found a way to finish 31st in the draft yesterday, they would have. They would have.
You ain't never lied. Like this is Kafka's like big screw you. To like this is Lovie Smith, butterfly effect. This is all those things. And for me, I'm just laughing at the fact that they helped the Jets. Like I never in a million years, because I thought the Jets were going to have the issue we were asking. We were like, man, would they work with the Jets? We were asking like, hey, would they possibly could they possibly maybe allow the Jets to trade with them, or would they not want to be responsible for giving the Jets their franchise quarterback? And yet they just said, you know what? Keep all your first round draft picks. You don't have to do anything. Now listen, the kid still has to come out. You still need people you still need more to come out, and we'll see that. But the fact that the Giants, did a disservice to themselves. And listen, the good thing is Dart looked as advertised, because the Cowboys did have their starting defense out there. And he still looked good with okay weapons, and maybe, who knows,
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, maybe Dallas turned in today, but Quentin Williams, everybody was
Did he
out
slide?
There. Yeah, and he got hit in the back of the head by Quentin 15 yards extra. You know what I'm saying? So he ran out of bounds too.
Yeah.
So he ran out of bounds a lot, and he slid as well. So
we're growing.
So maybe it is getting through to him. So that's one positive. But never in a million years did I expect when I went in there. And the thing is, because the Jets, because the NFL hates us, they made us play at 425. So I was able to focus on the entire thing.
All right, so I'm seeing Ryan Clark's jacket.
Wait till you see the pants with the jacket.
So it appears to be a tuxedo jacket that is red with white lapels and black trim on the lapels.
You got to say the trim, how thick the trim is.
It's like it's about an inch thick. Yeah, it
looks like a boarding school. Looks like a boarding school jacket.
It looks like a boarding school jacket. But look at the pants on the side. The boarding school is about to have a formal ceremony, and he is the sergeant at arms.
Like he dubbed at Harry Potter or something.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, you got to turn your back. You can see it's distracting.
I can't, because it's distracting.
It's bright as red.
It is distracting.
But you didn't even see the white stripe down the pants.
It'll catch the eye, and I need to lock in on this very important conversation about where the Giants are headed.
Well, the Giants are 5th. They're picking 5th, and they'll probably stay there, or they probably won't even drop back, because there's nobody else that's going to move up. Now, it's a lot of things that happen around the NFL that, has weakened the Giants' power. I mean, unless the kid comes out from maybe, Kalis from Ole Miss?
Chambliss. Yep, Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah. Unless Chambliss kind of jumps up the board like Jackson Dart did last year, and that's going to have a lot to do with playing Miami and what they're able to do with Miami. But unless that happens, the Giants don't have any leverage anymore. So they may just have to take the best player available, which is fine. But they had an opportunity potentially to get an extra first-round draft pick for a team that would be getting a new coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, whole entire new staff. Who knows? Maybe a new general manager. They would have had a lot. They would have had a war chest to be able to build with.
So there are a couple things to consider here. First up, the idea that we saw Joe Schoen likely stay around. Now, if we have the clip from Gary Myers the other day talking about Joe Schoen and what that actually would look like with the Giants, it's even more alarming than you would think, because part of me with the Joe Schoen leading the search thing, not that bothered by it because of what happened with Liam Cohen last year. Liam Cohen went to Jacksonville, interviewed, basically said, if the GM is staying, I am out on this. Went back to Tampa Bay, and then they fired the GM. Here is Gary Myers on the Saturday huddle, expecting what to happen with Joe Schoen here in the coming weeks. Is he going to get fired, or is it going to be worse?
He's going into the last year of his contract in 2026. Coaches never get to go into the last year of the contract. Generally, general managers don't either. It's going to be a tough announcement if the Giants have to announce that not only is Joe Schoen being retained, but he's going to get a contract extension. I think, at the very least, to give him the authority to make all these moves, they'll probably give him a one-year extension and then, make a long-range decision, based on what happens in 2026.
Well, if you're going to give him a one-year extension and you're doing that to allow him to have all of the decision-making ability, the whole thing's wrong to begin with. He shouldn't be making any decision.
But especially if you know the one-year extension is basically a dummy year that they always do for executive, never for players, to pay them for a year.
Joe Schoen might be running the organization from an administrative standpoint, but Joe Schoen in no way should have the authority to decide who the candidate is who gets the job. In no way. And that really just boils down to, do me a favor, go out, assemble the list, have some preliminary interviews, and put us in the position to talk to some people. Now, does Joe Schoen get into something that's so Machiavellian in that he would not put anybody out there who he thought would be a threat to him whatsoever as a potential candidate for the job? I don't know. I don't know how Joe Schoen works. Certainly there's a self-preservation aspect of that. But what I know is there's no way that he should be making the decision. If you want to keep him for a year, it's because you have other concerns right now around John Mara's health and around the day-to-day operation of the organization and making sure that John is focusing on his health first and foremost. And I do want to say it was a nice moment yesterday for them to give the game ball to John and John to get to see them win that game yesterday. I don't know the extent of his sickness, but certainly from battling through it right now and from what I know about spending time around the organization years ago, there is nobody that does, whether Giant fans want to believe it or not, that does actually care more about winning and losing than John Mara. So I felt good from that standpoint. I did see that clip.
Yeah.
I didn't see any clip from the game, but I did see that.
I guess dropping 3 spots in hindsight, but
listen, that just doesn't help you.
It's a hated rival you get, but I don't know if Dallas cared.
Nobody cared. Bart, nobody in the league really cared yesterday other than the teams that were in or out. I did the Houston game. By halftime when it was clear, first of all, they didn't play Nico Collins to begin with, just designated him with rest and did not activate him for the game.
Oh, load management in football?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Nobody,
just rest. Not even an injury.
Yeah.
I specifically asked him, are you even putting an injury designation on him? Nope, just resting him.
Nobody's upset. Nobody's upset in football, though.
They played Stroud in the first half. I was, because I want to have a decent game. But, you got Riley Leonard playing for the Colts. And by the start of the second half, when the Jacksonville game was out of hand, all the backups are in the game.
Yeah,
Nobody cared yesterday around the league.
And
nobody cared.
This is, also Black Monday.
Yes. So along those lines.
And now the business, and I don't know if we want to get into this too early, but we're in the business of who's on that list for the Giants.
Well, no, we can talk about that. I think that's absolutely what you talk about.
We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that all week.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that for the next couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the candidates that just got added to the list this morning was Kevin Stefanski, who got fired by Cleveland. And, they put out a nice statement about him, but he is somebody that the Giants certainly feel high on, at least from what we hear from people like Jordan Ronan, who was on a little while ago with DiPietro and Rothenberg and was on New York Game Day yesterday. Here is what he had yesterday as what he expects and when he expects the Giants to go and hire a new coach.
The NFL's goal was kind of to slow down the coaching searches a little bit, so you got a couple of days before you could start doing interviews. I believe there'll probably be like a Zoom portion of the interview, like first interviews, and then I believe the key date is January 19th for a lot of these playoff teams when you can have people come into your building. Talking about playoff coaches, the Giants are going to have they're casting a pretty wide net. From what I've been told and from what I've heard, they're not closed-minded. It has to be a head coach. I think that would be beneficial. There's all kinds of rules of when and where you can interview guys, especially when they're in the playoffs, like the Rams and Chris Shula, the Packers and Jeff Halfley, and so on and on. And I think I looked last time, it was basically like 3 weeks into the year. So it'll probably, that the Giants hired Brian Daboll. Joe Schoen 2 days before that. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at here. Late January, the Giants will have a head coach.
Well, that's all good, and we're talking about the likes of the following. Stefanski now on that list. They'll talk to Jeff Halfley, the defensive coordinator for the Packers. They'll talk to
Jesse Minter.
You would think, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers. You would think they would talk to Mike Shula, who's the defensive coordinator for the Rams.
Seemed like they would have already.
Chris Shula, excuse me.
Seemed like they would have already.
I get the Shula kids mixed up all the time.
Why haven't they made the decision to talk to Mike McCarthy? They could have did that early.
Mike McCarthy should be on that list if they haven't talked to him already.
Well, if they would have talked to him, they would have had to tell us.
If Tomlin or Harbaugh is going to be out, which we don't know on either one, maybe they certainly would be in the mix on that.
Yeah, this honeymoon that Rodgers is on and stuff could last 1 week if they're done 9 times, which is, with Texans coming in.
Listen, that's not a great matchup. We'll get to the games and all that stuff later on when we go sideline to sideline.
Please don't. I'm crushed.
Don't be. Ultimately, though, for me, if I'm the Giants, I want somebody who has at least been in the job before, and I'll even include somebody like Jeff Halfley in that because he's at least been the head coach in college and was a head coach at Boston College. And the reason I do that is because there are administrative parts of that job and so many parts of that job that people do not understand until they get in it, that you really have to have a learning curve, so to speak, when you first step in as a head coach, unless you are just a wonderkind. And so the benefits of hiring somebody like McCarthy, like Tomlin, like Harbaugh, if either one of those guys become available, like Stefanski, those are all things that you can look at and say they are legitimate. And I've never seen a coach with the record that Stefanski has and have more people make the assumption that he's going to be a head coach again in the very near future.
Well, the thing is, he was there 6 years.
Yep.
2-time coach of the year.
Again, coach of the year means nothing.
I get it, but took the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs twice.
Mm-hmm. Won a playoff game.
And then Deshaun Watson happened. And he never played. Who's made it to the playoffs with your team never playing?
Mm-hmm.
And you can say that the team played for him, but clearly this was like a Brian Flores situation, in my opinion. This was the fact that
another guy should be on the list, although he was suing the Giants, so I don't know that he's going to be on that list.
Who's Stefanski?
No, Flores.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I hear Flores is going to be a strong candidate for a lot of teams because he's going to bring Josh McCown as a coordinator, and he's going to bring who's the guy that used to be here?
Hang on, no. We've got some breaking news. Where is it here?
Harbaugh out?
No.
Okay.
No.
Can't wait.
Jordan and Adam Schefter are both reporting that Joe Schoen has been retained. He is not going anywhere.
Okay.
Now, I have to say, that's fine to say today.
Yeah.
If you get your coach in a couple of weeks that you want and he says, nope, then he's going to be out. Because didn't the same thing happen with Jacksonville last year with Trent Baalke?
Yep.
The exact same thing. So, for the moment, Joe Schoen is retained by the Giants. For the moment.
Yeah, that could have just been a can't wait. It didn't even have to be a can't wait.
Well,
you could have hit it with a can't wait.
We don't have the degrees of breaking news.
Right.
We should. One should be breaking news, and one should be kind of breaking news.
I heard.
Yeah.
What had happened was. but
anyway.
Stefanski, like, Flores is going to be a strong candidate because I think that he's going to leave with who's the defense coordinator that used to be here?
You're going to have to be more specific.
The black one. Pepper. No.
Perry Fuel?
Yeah, Perry. I think he's going to bring Perry and bring Josh McCown as his quarterback coach / coordinator, offensive coordinator. So and then he's going to handle the
Perry
defense.
Fuel was a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Josh McCown would be his offensive coordinator from Minnesota because they're all up there now.
Okay.
So to me, that is a strong. And with Raheem Morris being fired, I think
he might be an opportunity to
for the Jets.
Yeah. He might be an opportunity to add as a coordinator.
Yeah, because he's already failed twice as a head coach.
Well, now we're at a point where for the Giants, nothing is off the table. And I'm not going to scream and yell about Shane when that can change in a few weeks. That can absolutely change. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll worry about that when we really have a good sense of how much power he has. If he is somebody that is hiring a coach that clearly is not going to have a lot of say in what's going on, then it's really a dereliction of duty by the ownership standpoint. I don't expect that to be the case. What I expect right now is that over the next couple of weeks, you're going to hear some names that you're not thrilled about, and you're going to hear some names that might excite you a little bit.
Yeah.
For those, the one thing I need to stress is that if you are going to be excited about the names Tomlin and Harbaugh, you need to be excited about the name McCarthy. If you are going to think about those two guys one way and you're going to think of Mike McCarthy another way, it's completely unfair, and you are not looking at the big picture.
Because look at how people look at Harbaugh. Oh, he lost another one. It don't matter. He lost another big one to Mike Tomlin. All they had to do is do this. Maybe And
Mike Tomlin could lose this week, and and what's the narrative going to be? Hasn't won a playoff game in 9 years.
Right. So like if McCarthy had did that, we kill him for that. We killed McCarthy for the same thing. Having the best record, losing to Green Bay at home. If the Steelers lose next week at home, what's the difference than Green Bay coming there and beating the brakes off Dallas? It's not a difference. But it is, like I said, he just got better marketers. Because Mike Tomlin pounded his chest like King Kong or Donkey Kong or whatever. We forget that he ain't won a playoff game since, 9 seasons?
Yep, 2016. 2016.
That's damn near 10 years.
Yeah. When I look at them, I don't know what I'm supposed to think. I honestly don't. And when I see those three names and you look at what those resumes are, they are incredibly similar. So do not turn your nose up at Mike McCarthy because frankly, because he's a fat guy with a beard.
Exactly.
We have feelings too.
Exactly.
And we can lead too. So don't think for a moment that we're not capable. I will go to the mat for that man. And I wasn't even thrilled by him.
Yeah.
I really wasn't.
I'm really curious how Giants fans feel. One, that Shane is being retained. Two, in my opinion, the fact that the Giants won yesterday and Kafka kind of stuck it to you.
I'm not even looking at it like
this
that.
This dude
at this
went
point.
for a reverse pass. It was wide open, though.
Yeah, I know. What is he doing? He's working on his resume. That's all he's doing.
No, listen.
That's all he is doing.
When Lovie Smith did that?
Well, it was different then. There was a much different situation. Lovie Smith, here's how it was different. Lovie Smith was put in a position for that year where he could not win.
Correct.
And frankly, it was incredibly sketchy to look at that situation and not say, well, we're going to put Lovie Smith, an African-American coach who just was terrible at Illinois, in to be the head coach because we wanted to make it look good for a year and we were firing him either way. Good for Lovie Smith to stick it to the Texans that year.
Can I say this to anybody? Anybody out there listening. If you want to use Bart Scott as your token Negro.
Oh, my God. What are you doing to me?
If you want to Rooney Rule me for 1 year but have to pay me for 5 or 3, it's not like they signed Lovie to a 1-year deal. Lovie got paid off. First of all, the University of Illinois should have held his checks. That's how bad he was in Illinois.
He was bad.
And so if somebody want to hire me to fulfill a quota for 1 year and pay me for 3 years of work for 1 year of tax-free money in Houston, state tax-free, I'm available.
Two problems with what just happened here. Number one, you said if anybody wants to hire Bart Scott, and I laughed immediately, and then you took it off the rails, so I have to play this.
Bart has just said something that Chris can't comment on. While humorous, Chris values his career too much.
So at the beginning of that, I chuckled, not knowing what was coming. I just want to make that clear. If you go back and listen to the tape, listen to where I laughed and listen to where I said, oh, God. That's number one. Number two, if they are going to do that, if there was a quota on having fat white guys and you needed somebody there, I'll do it too. Yeah. It's a 5-year deal.
Yeah. Tom, if Grambling University wanted to hire you to be the water boy,
yes.
Thank you.
They're going to have to just start in the 6 figures and we're good from there.
You feel me?
That's all I need.
You feel me, Tom? We all can take advantage of this.
Here's the point. There are a few different aspects here from the Giants that we need to talk about. Number one, the fact that Schoen is back, and I want to read you the exact quote from Jordan Ronan in a moment, because that is going to alarm you just a little bit more about Schoen being back. And number two, why one candidate is not being thrown around a whole lot in the discussion. It's all on the table. But more importantly, we need to hear from you at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. The phone lines have just opened up. You can watch the show on YouTube. It's an advent of modern technology, and it's amazing. And you should be watching the show over on YouTube on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where you can leave comments, and we will work them into the show. Bart and Carlin, it's a whole new year. We're going to give you the same excitingly average show, and we know that you, in return, are going to give us a tepid response. It's all there for you on ESPN New York.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Big backup still in the Bronx on 95, northbound side, cross Bronx eastbound by the Sheridan, but an accident finally cleared. It was out there for a couple of hours. The delays are still with us coming inbound George Washington Bridge, 60 to 90-minute delays, but hopefully we'll start to see some rapid improvement. Lincoln and Holland tunnels are better. You got delays on the southbound Van Wyck at Rockaway Boulevard, broken out car on the left lane. On the island, the LIE eastbound side, broken out car right lane out by Motor Parkway at exit 55. Mass Transit looking okay, and in Lower Manhattan, overturned dump truck at the intersection of Allen Street and Canal Street. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The wild card round is here, and FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the wild card round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. I am loving what I've seen from the Bears late in the season. I'm kind of feeling them. Take your shot on an upset, though, if that's for you, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sports book partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 and over in Findlay President, New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is not withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hi, I'm John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. You know what's interesting about the words personal injury? The first word is person. And at D'Agostino & Associates, that word means everything. That's because I handpick every person in our firm, from the pleasant professional person who answers your call to the experienced person litigating your case in court. Because every person in my firm is an extension of me, and the only way to exceed our clients' expectations is to deliver the highest level of personal service every single time. And that starts with hiring the right people. You see, we know that every client is a person too. Someone going through the toughest time in their lives and deserves to be more than just a file number. At D'Agostino & Associates, we put the person back in personal injury. So call 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222 and ask for me, John D'Agostino. And let's talk about your case, person to person. D'Agostino, law, bite back.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I've never really cared for this song. And it's not anything about New York. It's just for whatever reason, to me, it's been played to death. I don't know.
Back in the New York groove isn't resonating with you right now?
No, it's not. Groove of what? Crappy football? Yeah, they're in the groove. We are in the heyday. We're in the halcyon days of crappy football. We are
It's a
enjoying
Victory
every
Monday,
last minute
Chris.
of it.
Come on.
No, listen. I get it. But here's the thing. We all sit around and wait for 8 months for the football season to finally start. That's the way things have become.
We wait for the end of the season for our football season to start.
Right. No, but it's not even that. We will now sit for the next 8 months. We'll get into the draft. We'll get into all that stuff. It'll be fun. But you wait for 8 months for that football season, and then you just watch 4 months of torture. And that was absolutely horrendous to watch on both sides. Now, as we do turn the page, and we do have to look to what's coming sooner rather than later, there's a couple of things we want to bring up. Number one, we want to bring up what Jordan Raanan quote was in his tweet. Now, this is a quote in how Jordan wrote the tweet, but I find this to be a bit alarming. And we've heard this before. GM Joe Schoen is being retained by the Giants, according to sources. He has already been informed of the decision by ownership, who believe he's built a good young core. I'm sorry. How do we believe that? Why do we believe that? Because of last year's draft class? Listen, Neighbors, I think, is incredibly talented. We didn't see him for the majority of this season. He was out for the majority of this season. You want to tell me Scattaboo's going to be a great player? I saw him for like 4 games. The dude is, is just a bowling ball. He's a head-ramming machine.
We know what this is about.
Yeah.
But this is about Jackson Dart, right? And they got their starting quarterback in the 20s. That erases everything.
And the reason they did it is that the coach wanted it. Not the GM.
Well, listen, somebody had to jump on the sword, and the coach jumped on it.
Well, my point is, when I read that, who believe he's built a good young core, stop. I continue to be bothered by that, but at the same time, I will be more bothered if Joe Schoen is the GM a month from now, when they have a new coach and when they have everything else in place. Like, remember a couple of things. Like, this happened with McCagnon. McCagnon went through an entire draft and then got fired after the draft because they wanted to bring in Joe Douglas for Adam Gase, who then in turn fired Adam Gase after another year because he was terrible. We saw this last year with Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. Like, you can say whatever you want. If Joe Schoen is the GM in another month from now, that's where your problem lies. If whoever is hired is fine with that situation, or whoever is hired just thinks, you know what, I'll deal with this for a year because I'll get rid of the guy. Bad idea. Because he's already won kind of a little power struggle here. That's number one. And number two, the amount of time that coaches are given is shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter right now. So don't just sit here and say, I can play out a year.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 years. 2.5
1 year is like 2.5 now, the way it is.
Most guys are going like 2.5 years.
Unless you coach the Cincinnati Bengals. Then you have a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
At least
until you get tired of them.
At least Zach Taylor has been to a Super Bowl, but they said this morning that he and the GM there are staying. They are, for continuity's sake of all the greatness that they have put together this year, they are staying.
They're like, yo, you took us to a Super Bowl. You tell us when you're done. We hosted a playoff game. We got that money. We ain't never expect to get no home.
So how are you feeling right now about the fact that the GM is staying for the moment and sounds like he's going to be highly involved in making the hire of the new head coach? 800-919-3776. Let us start today with Frank in Newark, New Jersey on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Hello, Frank.
Hey, good morning, guys. Colin, missed you last week. Happy New Year's, happy Merry Christmas, and all the other holidays that apply.
Appreciate that, and it was a lovely holiday season. How are you?
All right. I'll say this, and Bart, you could collaborate with this on me. You heard me last week. I already sounded defeated. I didn't even know what week of the NFL we were on. So
it's like they were talking about during that week in between Christmas and New Year's, is that nobody knows like what day it is and where we are and what time it is or anything like that. This has been like one big week between Christmas and New Year's for Giant and Jet fans because nobody even knows what week it is.
Yeah, it's like
they all run together.
Like we gave up by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say this as a Giants fan. Look, when it comes to Mike McCarthy and giving him an interview, we're in no position as a Giants organization to say no to that man. Even though, he might not be an attractive hire to some circles, the guy is above 500 in his coaching career. Like his winning percentage is above 60%. Yeah, and I just need some. I mean, people need to realize we need to actually win record market to actually be in contention for the playoffs or to be in contention for the division, unless you're the NFC South, no pun intended. But, at some point, they need to realize that. I mean, any of them, Mike Tomlin, Harbaugh, any of these three coaches should be, if they're unemployed, should be on that chair, on that interview chair. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I could argue till I'm blue in the face about why Mike Tomlin deserves one. It's because he's able to do a lot with no talent. I mean, there was a couple of years throughout his career that he's been able to actually make the Steelers relevant.
The guy who was making all the decisions on bringing in the personnel.
Yeah.
So, the guy who was making all the decisions on bringing in the personnel.
Yeah.
So, all of that plays in the role together, and that's why they're only at set level right now. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. My friends, the Rascal Flatts Life is a Highway Tour is coming to UBS Arena Saturday, January 29th, Prudential Center on January the 30th, 2026. ESPN New York has your chance to score tickets to the venue of your choice. You can go either one, whatever is more convenient for you. You can do it by going to the ESPN New York app. Just scroll down to contests and submit your entry. It's brought to you by Live Nation. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Lines are open at 800-919-3776. Joe Schoen is back. Jordan Raanan just moments ago confirming that, and we will hear from the Giants when we return on ESPN New York.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. Really? That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
That 36. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Rich Eisen here. LinkedIn Jobs is stepping things up with their new AI assistant so you can feel confident you're finding top talent. Get this. Employees hired through LinkedIn are 30% more likely to stick around for at least a year compared to those hired through the leading competitor. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now, ESPN NFL analyst Damien Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Giants have put out a statement on the returning of Joe Schoen. So let us share that with you right now. It is a brief statement. Here it is from John Mara and Steve Tisch. The 2025 season has been deeply disappointing, and the results on the field have not lived up to the standard this organization and our fans expect. As previously stated, Joe Schoen will remain our general manager and continue to lead our football operations and the search for our next head coach. Continuity and stability in the front office is important to our progress. We believe in our young core of talent, which we can build around for future success. Okay, I really just have one question. Does this mean that if who you want to be your head coach doesn't want Joe Schoen, that Joe Schoen, what you're telling me right now, automatically wins that face-off? And that coach is out. Is that what you are telling me right now? Are you making two statements in the span of 2 months? When you fired Dable, and now when you say that you're going to keep him again, keep Joe Schoen again, you said it back then, you said it today. Are you going to make a third statement in a month? Or are you going to fire him in a month and then try to explain all this?
Yeah. What about the continuity?
Exactly. What about the stability?
The continuity was supposed to be about the plan that Dayball and Shane put out last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened to that?
If we are...
Bro, Joe Schoen was sitting there pillow talking. Dayball out there cussing people out. He in the blue tent. Looking at Dart.
Going on, man.
And Shane over there like, hey, man, let me tell you something. I would have did it a little better, a little different. Yeah, he been rogue, been doing his own thing.
This is how this goes. This is exactly how this goes.
I see you can't stop.
What? You mean looking at Ryan Clark's jacket?
No, you should see the pants. Look at the pants. First of all, they skinny
they're
tight.
Black pants.
No, they got a white stripe. They got a white and red stripe down the side.
I can't focus on Ryan Clark's pants and jacket all day. I can't do it. It's an absurd outfit. He's got his own logo that he continues to wear. The whole thing is ridiculous, okay? He's an incredibly good analyst in every way. That is just a dumb outfit. And I am no fashionista
it look like a Christmas,
whatsoever.
He looks like a Christmas Batman, Robin.
He looks like a guy going to a Christmas party who wants to look festive and stylish, and nobody told him it's January 5th. That's what he looks like.
Listen, it is a holiday for New York. It's the day that we look forward to, the end of the season, so we can have hope again.
There's no hope.
We sign up. Yeah, it is.
What hope?
The Jets may find their quarterback. The Giants have stability. They've found their quarterback. Look what they're doing.
What hope? What hope?
The Giants are going to take that 5th-round draft pick and get a great receiver to go with Neighbors on the other side.
Let's go to John in Manhattan. I need to not live in these little Bart moments where he tries to stick it to us while making us feel better. What's going on, John? How are you?
Hey, so long-suffering Giant fan since 1976.
How's that working out for you?
Hey, man.
Giant fan, you saw 2 Super Bowls.
Every 20 years.
4. You saw 4.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Anyway, go ahead.
Every 20 years, something gets better. But so I'm in Atlanta. I flew in, and of course, my buddies who are Falcon fans are ecstatic because they cleaned house. They did the right thing, right? You get rid of, and you kind of stole my thunder, which is, well, wait a minute. So Joe Schoen picks the coach. Well, wait a minute. Are we going to now lose opportunities to pick coaches? Because some coaches may say, hey, man, I don't want to work with him.
Mike Tomlin calls you tomorrow. Mike McCarthy calls you tomorrow. John Harbaugh calls you tomorrow. Says, I want to be your coach. But you know what? No Joe Schoen. Are you telling any of those guys, you know what? We're good. Thanks. We're sticking with our guy.
Bart said about he was being tongue-in-cheek about hope. And I was hopeful this morning when I got on my flight chatting with my brother because we were thinking 50-50 he gets canned. And to hear this, it sucks so much of the hope out because I believe we're going to go down kind of the Buffalo Bills. And so here's what I believe is going to happen. I believe Mr. McDermott is going to lose, whether it's this round or the next, and we're going to have Mr. McDermott as our head coach.
Again, if you're in Buffalo, and I was talking to Johnny Pickens about this morning, Sean McDermott just won 12 games again.
Yeah.
Granted, I understand it's because he has Josh Allen. But if they lose and you're going to fire him, you better tell me who the next guy is. You better have that lined up and ready to go.
And you can't say it's going to be Harbaugh or Tomlin because he's been out-coaching them and going farther than them every year.
Yeah.
He sent them home.
Yes.
So if anybody should be safe, it should be him.
You would think. I don't think there would be any question.
Now, that general manager and why he can't get defensive players and the drafting of Coleman.
And keep paying guys over the hill a lot of money on defense for not producing.
Von Miller, Joey Porter.
Yeah.
Joey
Bosa. Yep. These guys haven't done much for them. They haven't been horrible, but they haven't been difference makers. Hef in Jersey is next on ESPN New York. Hef, what's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going, brothers? I appreciate everything y'all saying, but I'm going to tell you like this. Tomlin's not going anywhere. He makes the GM job easy because everybody wants to play for him. Then on top of that, who are you going to replace him with if he does leave? If he leaves Pittsburgh, who are you going to get that? Because once you go through two losing seasons, they're going to be claiming fire the coach. Fire the coach. You can't even have them.
Not Pittsburgh. They've only had 3 coaches in their existence.
No, we understand that. I'm saying if they do it because of what the fans are saying. The fans
It's not because of the fans.
Pittsburgh has never done anything because of the fans.
It's not because of the fans, because it's been 18 years, brother, and sometimes it's just time.
And they haven't won a playoff game in 9.
Do you understand that? Like, they haven't won a play. I understand they're always in the playoffs.
But watch, like the other caller said, you got to give him a quarterback first. Let him get a Lamar. Let him get a Josh Allen. Let him get a quarterback.
Whoa. You know how long it took them to find Ben Roethlisberger? Like the Tommy Maddox of the world, the Cordell Stewarts of the world.
Tommy Maddox was the high level of that whole era without a quarterback for that team.
So what I'm saying is the part of the reason why they don't have a quarterback is because he picked Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, they gave him a chance to pick the guy.
That's on him. Then he went Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. That's on him.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We'll start to get some of the comments in over on the YouTube page as well, ESPN New York on YouTube. You can watch the show there. So we find out from the Giants with a definitive statement that Joe Schoen is not going anywhere. Why did they make that statement? It's a fair question to ask. Next on ESPN New York.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
The wildcard round is here, and FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the wildcard round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment, then apply your profit boosts and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the wildcard round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Often required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Hi, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I've talked about how a construction accident took my father's leg. The heavy prosthetic he wore looked nothing like the high-tech limbs we have today. It was crude wood and metal, held together by bolts that dug into his skin and left painful ulcers. But the thing I remember about my dad is how he never complained. He put on his prosthetic leg and he went to work. He coached my baseball teams, danced, sang karaoke, and even loved to travel. He may have limped, but he always held his head up high and he lived with dignity. At D'Agostino & Associates, I spent over 35 years building a law firm that helps accident victims and those in need of their Social Security disability benefits. We fight till our clients get the money and dignity they deserve. So call us today at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. So don't tell me personal injuries aren't personal. I know what they can cost a family. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a Pepper thing.
The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed. And I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
a.m. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York on the ESPN New York app and over on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Let's go. Let's go. So the Giants have now said twice in the span of the last month and a half after they fired Brian Daboll and after the season ends, definitively have said that Joe Schoen will continue to lead our football department because continuity is important to our progress. Because we have to have the same people in place. So I simply asked this question because I would have gone into today just saying, well, they said that at the time, and they needed to say that at the time, but they could just go through the process of hiring a new coach, and if the new coach didn't want him, he'd be out. Why did you have the need to say that today definitively? Why? You really didn't have to do that. You could have just let that hang out there and said, well, we told you Joe Schoen's doing this, and you don't have to say anything. Why do we need to make a statement today? And that way, in 3 weeks, in a month, if you hire a coach that doesn't want him, you can get rid of him and you don't look stupid. I mean, what am I missing? Why did you have to say that today?
They're painting themselves into a box.
A little bit.
And,
now they may not care that much about that.
Yeah, they might say, who cares? But, when you think about just where they are and what the plan was, and remember the statements that we had exactly at this time last year? It almost made it seem like it was a mandate to make a playoffs.
Well, listen, with the Giants.
To show improvement.
With the Giants, it usually is.
And they lost more games this year than last year, right?
They won 5 last year.
And they won
They won 4 this year.
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't. What was the plan? And now, what's the plan going forward? And Shane's not going to hire anybody that doesn't want him. So
you wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think that Shane would not put anybody in front of ownership that didn't want him.
So this is what I hate. I hate the side conversations. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
because
you think this isn't happening?
You don't think he's going to have side conversations with.
I'm sorry. Giants won 3 games last year. They did make an improvement.
Okay, 1 game improvement.
Yeah.
You don't think that he's going to have side conversations about how that coach feels about working with him? So a coach got to be deceitful and act like, you know what I'm saying?
For any
the
guy
coach
that
got to get in
wants
front
this job,
yeah.
To me, if I'm anybody that wants this job, I say whatever I have to say in relation to that.
And then when
when I get the job, I'm going to work everything I can to get his ass out.
But once you got
I don't want him.
But once you got your name on this dotted line, you stuck with him. You can complain and say you don't want to work with him going forward, but that's going to take at least that season.
No.
Shane has bought himself at least an extra year.
Maybe so, but if I'm that coach, I start in immediately on what are we doing here? Start looking at the draft plan. Start looking at free agency. Wait a minute, you want to bring in who? Why would you? That's where those side conversations that Joe Schoen has been having with ownership or whatever to say in this
about
spot.
Dayball.
Yes, absolutely. That's where it'll come back and get him eventually. Now, listen. All of this could just simply have to do with what's going on with John Mara. And I get that. And you need someone administratively who has been in the organization for a few years to at least run this search. And it is true, and you can speak to this better than me, that when you fire a general manager, that doesn't mean just firing a general manager. That's a lot of people that are going to be leaving the building pretty soon.
Yeah, general manager, you think about secretaries, administrative people, could be.
All his lieutenants on the football side.
Yeah, the operations people. It's a big team up there, man.
And when you get hired as a GM, you have to have people mentally that you're hiring in place for all of those jobs. That you're people that you want.
Yeah. All you got to do is just go to the website and go to the office. The office people, and they tell you just how many different roles it is just up in there.
Yeah.
So they're responsible for hiring a bigger staff than a coach has to.
It just doesn't make any sense to me, other than saying to all prospective candidates, this is the only thing I can take out of it. For the Giants to make a second definitive statement today that he's coming back.
Yeah.
All that says is to prospective head coaching candidates is, when you talk to Shane, you're talking to us. You know what I mean? In other words, publicly giving him the authority that he's the guy, even though he may not be the guy. This is really what bothers me. Does this mean that no matter what, Joe Schoen is the GM if the coach doesn't want him? If a coach says, I'm not taking your job with this guy as the GM, does that mean, okay, then you're not taking our job? And we miss out on the coach that we want? Or does that mean that Joe Schoen, no matter what we said, can absolutely get tossed out the door. That's why I just think it's odd that you felt the need to say it twice.
Yeah.
After you had already said it once. Let's go to Steve in White Plains next on ESPN New York. Steve, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Very good. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
So the scale's kind of been 50-50 with me and Joe Schoen based on his performance. What tips the scale towards the side of getting rid of him is his track record with building this offensive line. We've had offensive line issues for 150 years. Last year, he took one offensive lineman. The year before, he took 0 offensive linemen. And the year before that, he took 1 offensive lineman. That is not going to cut it because you got to draft 2 or 3 offensive linemen and hope that one of them pans out. So what are you doing?
Look, the offensive line for the Giants has been a problem for a long time.
They've spent a lot. They spent adequate resources on offensive linemen. They just can't find a way to get it right. That's how people think, like, oh, well, just keep getting quarterbacks, but doesn't mean that quarterback's going to be good. I mean, the Jets have just had the right, formulas for getting theirs. You think about, Fashanu, Tippmann is playing at a high level, and Mimbu's been one of the better guys. They've done a good job of acquiring, and sometimes it just beats that way. But it's not like they didn't go out and get Evan Neal. Like, come on, you don't tell me that Giants fans wasn't ecstatic when they drafted Evan Neal the year that they drafted him after what he did at the University of Alabama. And I'm not gonna go to the Will Hernandez of it all, but they made the trade for Runyon, and
they got the Thomas thing right with Gettleman. Schmitz hasn't been great,
right? Right, that's what I'm saying. So, remember how everybody told us how much better Smith was as a player than Tippmann? And Tippmann's not only shown that he can play and excel at center, but he's shown that he can excel at guard. That's every Giant player would agree with what the Giants were saying. It just hasn't materialized that way.
Okay, Jackson Dart speaking today out at Giants. We got a couple of cuts from him. Want to hear them?
Oh, I love this trash bag day.
All right. So, number one, asked if he was confident in Joe Schoen. Does anybody want to bet that he'll say no? Does anybody want to bet that he'll say no?
Yeah, I have a ton of confidence in him. It's been great to make a relationship with him,
build it,
and there's a lot of things to be excited for here. And we're going to take the right steps necessary to make sure that we're in the best position that we can be next year, and I have all the confidence in him.
Okay, on what he wants in a head coach?
I definitely feel like there's a relationship standpoint from a quarterback to head coach thing that you want. And I feel like that will help you play better on the field as well. So just, definitely want somebody who can match my intensity and I can match theirs and, have the same vision and outlook of how we want things to be done and to win at the highest level.
Okay, that tells me nothing. What about somebody asked him about Kevin Stefanski since he was fired by the Browns this morning. His thoughts on Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, Coach Stefanski was great. He's had a really good career, especially from an offensive side of things. And I thought the visit with him and his staff went well, and I think he's a really good coach.
Okay, there's that. And there's his thoughts on rookie year, on his rookie year and how it went.
Definitely, things that I was happy about. A lot of things to improve on. For me, I care more about win-loss record than any statistic or anything that I do individually. So, forefront of my mind going forward is, how can I be the best to flip our record from what it was this year to, make sure that we're in the playoffs and in a better situation to go chase the championship next year. But I was happy with a lot of things and excited to, take the next steps.
Listen. I don't expect him to say anything controversial here whatsoever. The most controversial thing he said all season was that I'm going to keep playing the way that I want to play and the way that I do play. And at the very least, seemed to back off of that later in the year from what I'm told. Because, again, not a stitch of the game yesterday, and I have no guilt of not watching it.
I wish they would have asked what does he want in an offensive coordinator? Because that's more important to me. What type of offense do you want to play in? I mean, because that dictates the coach, but it also dictates to maybe the coordinator how, the philosophy of what the coach believes in, if he's going to be an offensive coach. Now, it's funny because, this is Black Friday, Black Monday. You're starting to see some of the requests come out for interviews. And, it just flashed up the Tennessee Titans looking for a guy like Steve Spagnuolo. And it kind of makes me remember that, Steve had tremendous success here. And it's been a long time from his Rams days since he's had the opportunity to kind of come back and be that coach.
Mm-hmm.
And, would the Giants consider bringing somebody back like that who can maybe bring Matt Nagy? Because Matt Nagy was up there too. Vance Joseph was up there. That was a retread coach that Vance Joseph is the one who only had 1 year and got fired in 1 year, right? With Denver.
He had two.
Denver. No, it was in Denver.
Yes, but did he have two or one?
Which was surprising that he went back to work for Denver, but it
right, to be the DC.
Because it's different ownership.
Right.
So you got Vance Joseph out there. You got Shula. Those are guys that's never done it. But
yeah, he did get two in Denver.
Okay. Why isn't the Giants thinking about Steve Spagnuolo if Steve Spagnuolo wants to? Because people are starting to get off that Kansas City train now because they know that
– see, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Well, it's over for a couple of years maybe.
Yes.
And
this era of it is over.
So it's time for them to cash in.
And is Andy going to be part of the next era?
It's time for them to cash in.
Right.
So if that's the case, if you're Steve Spagnuolo or you're Matt Nagy, do you really want to go anywhere knowing that you possibly can wait out? You can possibly wait out Andy Reid. But I think considering Spagnuolo for the Giants is on brand. He's a guy that, won you 2 Super Bowls. That's a defense coordinator. He's won, at this point, 5 Super Bowls? Because Kansas City got 3 or 4.
He's got 3.
Right. So he has 5 Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Have we not maybe considered him enough out here for the Giants? Because you talk about somebody that can get the defense
you're right. Ray points it out. He was gone by 2011. He didn't win the second one.
Okay.
The Giants.
Okay.
He just won the one in 07.
Okay, so he has 4.
Yeah.
I regress. So, you look at the fact that he's a guy that can fix your defense, and you already got a solid offense, personnel-wise, so that you get a good coordinator because what's going, and for the Jets, the first person I'm calling today, Jim Schwartz. It's the first call.
Yeah.
Then Raheem Morris.
Yep.
But, Raheem Morris was the head coach, so he might not want to drop down.
Would Aaron Glenn think about Jim Schwartz just because of the personality? It's a big personality.
Don't Aaron Glenn seem like he wants somebody that's opposite of Steve Wilks?
Does he want somebody who's a bigger personality than he is?
Schwartz not a bigger personality. He's just a bigger jerk.
Yeah.
Like he's a no-nonsense.
I was saying it in a nice way.
He's a no-nonsense. He's a no-nonsense guy.
But he's also a guy I could see being the little chatty behind the scenes.
Yeah. But he's a.
Can you believe we're doing this? I should be the coach.
He's a results guy. Like, but now that Kevin Stefanski's been fired, because if you don't do that, I guarantee you, Jim Schwartz will be in Dallas. I guarantee if you don't hurry up and try and jump on that quickly, he would be the perfect type of Dallas Cowboy type of coordinator.
Why would Jim Schwartz come to the Jets before he would come to the Cowboys? Why would that remotely happen?
Because they reached out first.
I think Jim Schwartz will.
Jim Schwartz might look at Jermaine Johnson like, yo, he should be way better. I can coach the hell out of this guy.
Well, I want to bring this up as a secondary discussion because we haven't talked about the Jets a whole lot so far, and I know you've been happy about that.
Yeah, I have.
Because it was a few weeks ago when we were talking all Jets after they made the change with Steve Wilks, and you were like, how are the Giants getting off scot-free in this? But the last couple times we have gone full in on the Giants. I do have to pay attention to the Jets for a moment. Todd McShay, the former ESPN draft analyst, and now he's at The Ringer, on his podcast, said the following. McShay says Dante Moore, his agents, should call the Raiders to see if he can go number 1. If not, he would advise Moore to return to school rather than risk being drafted by the Jets.
Todd McShay's a you-know-what for that.
Yeah.
The Raiders has been horrible.
Well, what he will try to sell that on is Brady. He will absolutely use Brady to try to sell that.
This is what I don't understand. What the hell how did Brady help him this year?
Yeah, he didn't.
Like, what Brady's got a full-time job. Like, what the hell this is what always amazes me. Because somebody's around or they have ownership, do you think they got influence? What influence did he have? He couldn't get Ben Johnson. He couldn't get an interview with Ben Johnson. Nobody cared. Oh, Peyton Manning's out there. Let's go listen to him. Tom Brady's out there. Let's go at least give him an interview. Ben Johnson's like, no, I'm going here. Like, people always overestimate how people inside of football look at certain guys. Like, you all look at him like that. Todd McShay, you fanboying. You look at him like that. If I'm in the business, I'm not looking at Tom Brady like that. What the hell he know about being an executive? He ain't never been an executive before. That's like, oh, man, like Jordan, man, you got to listen to MJ. Probably not. He stinks as a hold on. I want to say that out loud because Jordan has been known to restrict people's ability to purchase Jordans. So I mean that.
We have a new coach who's been fired. Speaking of which.
See?
Can't wait.
Pete Carroll out.
See?
So that's definitive.
Oh, we do.
We knew that was happening.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder saw that one.
So there are now 5 openings. 5 openings. Giants, Titans, Falcons, Browns, and the Raiders. So there you go.
You got Kevin Stefanski can be out there.
There was some talk that.
But they ain't even got no personnel. That's the whole thing. And you stuck with Geno for a year.
Are you?
Well,
are you really stuck with Geno?
No, yeah. I mean,
listen.
What Geno gives the Raiders the opportunity to draft Dante Moore.
Yes.
So it's like the perfect thing. That's the guy with the higher ceiling. Mendoza would be the safer bet.
He's out. Mendoza would be the safer bet. Dante Moore might be the more electrifying guy that would certainly fit when it comes to the Raiders. The Raiders love that.
And you need that out in that division.
Here's what's interesting.
You need a lot of studs. Well, I guess not both.
This is what you're getting from Bart right now, which I'm going to tell you you're going to get a whole lot more of over the next couple of months, okay? Between now and the end of April. Bart is going to be talking about Dante Moore like he is football Jesus. And he is going to be trying to sell the Raiders on Dante Moore so that the Jets end up with Mendoza.
Well, this is, but listen, I would be, because I think it's a win-win for both organizations because they fit. Dante Moore, first of all, they may have a better affection for him because they're a West Coast organization, so they've seen more of him than we've seen.
Please give me more reasons why this is going to. You know what you're doing. You are going to be coming up with reasons every day as to why they should be taking Dante Moore.
But I wouldn't be mad with Dante Moore. That just means that we have to insulate him a little bit and maybe sign Kirk Cousins for a year.
I am going to tell you right now, unless he knows for sure he's going to be the number 1 pick.
But if number 2, what's the difference?
I'm just telling you. What the difference is where he wants to go or where he doesn't want to go. If there is this bias against going to the Jets, let me just finish. You have to understand how things have changed right now. Brendan Sorsby just left Cincinnati. He just got $5 million to be the quarterback at Texas Tech for next year in NIL.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Sorsby had a really good year. He was second team all Big 12. That is a conference where they chuck it around the lot anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably the top quarterback on the transfer portal market. Dante Moore, if he wins this week, he can go to the people at Oregon and say, well, it's up to you. I can either go in the draft, and if I'm not going to be the number 1 pick, I'll still go. But
okay.
Or I could take $12 million from you to stay for 1 more year.
Okay, so here we go. To quote the great, late Thanos, you could not live with your failures. And where did that bring you? Right back to me. And I thought by cleansing this world with half of you, the others would thrive. But now I realize I have to get rid of all of you. And those who come back will be grateful for the fact that they exist, and they'll never know that you did.
But if Dante Moore...
So what I'm saying is, if Dante Moore goes back, the Jets got 3 first-round draft picks the next year. Okay, come back. Or we use those 3 draft picks on Arch, so it don't matter. You can't escape it. It's inevitable. That's exactly what the great Thanos said. So you might as well get in the bag early. But this is the thing, reality-wise, right? And I'm not even trying to be funny with this. I've heard that the Jets have real interest interest in bringing back AVT.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they bring him back, it's going to be on a prove-it deal.
Well, it can't be on the long-term lock-in deal.
Can he stay healthy? We don't know. But they've secured Myers. We'll figure out what they do with Simpson. This offensive line was intact for 17 games. They are much better than what people give them credit for. The fact that they've had two of the worst quarterbacks in Cook and Justin Fields behind them is what it was. So if I'm a young quarterback, who can protect me? Like Joe Burrow's still getting his ass scraped off the ground. Like Justin Herbert is still getting his ass scraped off the ground. But they got reinforcements, so that's a different story for a different day. But if you tell me I got Garrett Wilson, John Mechie, and I got the ability to draft the number one receiver with the 16th pick, thank you, Indianapolis, for losing yesterday. And I got Breece Hall, who's going to get tagged. What are we talking about? If I'm a quarterback and I can throw to Garrett Wilson, Mechie, I Mitchell, Mays, I've already said I believe that they need to sign Isaiah Likely. Bro, that is some heavy power stuff for any quarterback.
But then there's the flip side. Do the Jets right now, because of things like what McShay said, because of things that we've seen, have this reputation as an organization that they have to work to overcome in a lot of ways? Or do they look like, frankly, after what happened this year, the worst organization in football?
Okay, the Jets are the worst organization in football. Who's picking first?
The Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they might be the worst.
Yeah.
Then.
They might be.
So what are we talking about?
But if somebody would rather be with the Raiders because Tom Brady's there and the Jets.
What does Tom Brady have to do with anything? Tom Brady just
knows what winning looks like. That's why they brought him in to be part ownership.
So does Michael Jordan. How does the Charlotte Hornets or whatever their name is, Bobcats, how did they look?
I don't disagree with that.
I think Michael Jordan knows just as much about winning as Tom Brady.
Where is the winner in the Jet? And he was involved. Where is the winner in the Jet organization right now?
Where's the winner in the Raiders organization?
Brady.
Nah, man.
What do you mean no?
What has he done there?
He hasn't done anything there. He's been there, what, a year and a half, 2 years?
And what's happening? They got worse. And they traded Jacoby Myers. And he'll probably go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, here's the Raiders statement. You ready?
Sure.
The Raiders have relieved Pete Carroll of his duties as head coach. We appreciate and wish him and his family all the best.
Damn, that's talk about.
There's more, though.
Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you.
Moving forward, General Manager John Spytek will lead all football operations in close collaboration with Tom Brady.
But excuse me, didn't Spytek, that's how you say his name?
Yeah.
Didn't Spytek hire Pete Carroll?
I'm not sure who hired Pete Carroll.
Oh, so Tom Brady hired Pete Carroll.
I'm not sure who hired Pete Carroll. I don't know that it was Spytek. I don't know that it was Brady. I don't know that it was Davis. I don't know who it was. I don't know whose decision that was. Let me finish the Raiders statement.
Okay.
All right? Moving forward, General Manager John Spytek will lead all football operations in close collaboration with Tom Brady, including the search for the club's next head coach. Together, they will guide football decisions with a shared focus on leadership, culture, and alignment with the organization's long-term vision and goals. In other words, Brady and the GM are right there working together, and Brady's the guy who's got the ultimate say.
See, but you act like Brady was responsible for creating the sauce back in New England. No, he was just part of the sauce. He was an ingredient.
He
wasn't the chef.
So that's why I'm not going to try to give him all the credit for creating it, Bart. But what I am going to say is he does at least know what it looks like.
A lot of people can say that. A lot of people can say they know what it looks like. Hell, Mike Tomlin can say he knows what it looks like. Harbaugh can know what it looks like. A lot of people can know what it looks like. But that's why people go places and they're successful and then go somewhere else and they're not successful. Because you can't recreate the period of time in which your greatness happened.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page.
Listen up, football fans. and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
I'll tell you, it is bizarre to me that the Giants would make the statement today in a second time that Joe Schoen is going to lead this all. And then the question is, do the Jets really have a perception problem that they are dealing with? It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Right now, though, how about some sideline to sideline?
It's going to happen. This is Sideline to Sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin. Buccaneers 16, Panthers 14.
All right, first things first. Did you have trouble watching this game? Like, this was not a great football game to watch at all on Saturday. I was hoping for more out of this football game.
And then the rain, it was just like,
it was ugly. It wasn't a pretty game in any way. Granted, it's the NFC South, but I had optimism that was going to be a really good game.
I wonder if Todd Bowles is safe.
It's a great question. I kind of believe that he is. Now, obviously, they won the game the other day, but they did not win the division because Atlanta won yesterday.
It was 8-8, but it was 8-8, and you allowed and it's funny because if Atlanta would have beat us, they would have won, and maybe you would have saved Raheem Moore's job. So that's just tell you just how fickle, and how 6 degrees of separation the Jets affect everybody.
Do you give Carolina any kind of chance this week?
Yes, because they beat him before.
Yeah, but
No, listen, you can't say you don't have a chance. They kind of beat their ass too. It wasn't like they physically ran up on it and they turned Stafford over.
They did.
And clearly Stafford and Sean McVay wanted this because they made sure that they was going to be the 5th seed.
Now, here's the best part. If you actually had a fan base that, was a difference-making fan base, so to speak, with the Rams or with the Panthers, you could feel like that could be a very difficult spot for them. But the Rams went into Philadelphia last year and almost won in the snow.
Yeah.
I don't expect them. The Rams are 11-point favorites in that game.
And I almost went in. That's because Devontae Adams is going to be back. I think everybody was there before. I think everybody was available when they were in Carolina.
Yeah. So the Bucs, they have not said yet anything about Todd Bowles. They won the game against the Panthers, but they did not win the division because the Saints did not beat the Falcons.
I'm sure they're evaluating, but I'm sure they're saying, listen, we got Baker Mayfield. We have a coach that, yes, they got rid of Baker Mayfield, but wasn't Stefanski there when they went to those playoff runs?
Stefanski was with who?
Cleveland.
Yes.
And wasn't Baker Mayfield there with them when they went?
Yes.
Did he? So
they moved on from Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield got drafted when Hugh Jackson was still the coach.
Yeah, correct. But
then when they won the playoff game, Stefanski was the coach.
That's what I'm saying. The two playoff appearances was with Baker.
Yeah.
So when you talk about
no. With Stefanski, yes, just one of them with Baker.
Okay, so just one on with Baker. So what I'm saying is, when you look at this team in Tampa, why wouldn't they want maybe to consider Stefanski? Because they have arguably the greatest offensive personnel in football. Evans. You'll have Godwin back healthy.
But they're older.
But no.
Ibuka's young.
Godwin's not old.
Is he 30 yet? 31?
Year 7?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Ayton, what I'm saying is because of the quality of coaches that have gotten let go, I think it poses an issue potentially for Todd Bowles, who is pretty much Liam Cohen left and the offense went with him. But if you hire an offensive coach now, you'll have the opportunity to be able to maximize and be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFC.
Well, so the Bucs have Todd Bowles speaking later today, according to Jenna Lane, who is ESPN's Bucs reporter. He is speaking at 3:30 today, so there's no indication that he's going to get fired.
Man, listen, just because you survive Black Monday
doesn't mean you've survived it.
Yeah, because I've seen so many guys, and then they do their review, and they're moving on because they got the entire, especially as people are going to emerge, mentors going to get more love. They're going to get Shula's going to get more love, and he's going to start saying, hey, he's younger. Saying he's a defensive guy. It's going to be people elevated inside of this playoff run. So a lot of coaches are waiting to see what happens, and they'll start asking for permission to interview some of these type of guys. Like your guy from Green Bay is going to get up there too.
All right, next.
Seahawks 13, 49ers 3.
Again, not an aesthetically pleasing game whatsoever. Sam Darnold, 198, 20 of 26. I feel good for Sam.
Yeah, people are hating on him.
The Seahawks end up getting the number 1 seed at 14-3. And now you have to go into Seattle and win, and that's an exceptionally difficult thing to do. Can I say yet, with any certainty, that the road to the Super Bowl goes through Seattle? I don't think I can.
You can't because San Francisco can beat them. You know, they did that without Trent Williams. And, you know, if McCaffrey doesn't throw the ball up in the air and get it intercepted, then that's a 10-13 game. So, I mean, within that division, anybody can beat anybody.
No, I understand that. I don't think that you can say the Rams can't go in there. They can certainly go in there and win.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Any three of them.
You think the Bears could go
Philly.
into Seattle and win?
No.
I think they'd give them a tough game. They can run the ball.
That's only I don't see. But
you
that's
think
the
the
thing.
Eagles could go up there and win?
That's the second best defense. So I don't think they can go up there and run the ball.
You think the Eagles could go up there and win?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So Seattle ends up 14-3, and you do have to feel good for Sam with how that all worked out. And boy, if you're Minnesota right now, you wish Sam was still hanging out. And next,
Falcons 19, Saints 17.
Man.
Uh-huh.
Well, at least they got Shuck. They found their quarterback, or they believe.
You believe in him? Do you believe in him?
I mean, I think he can be like a Derek Carr type.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If Shuck turns out to be Derek Carr, that's pretty damn good. What will be interesting is, so the Saints now, with the picks, have what? Because they won too many games.
Yeah,
Are they even in the top 10 right now?
They won 6. They won 6, so they're probably like 13, 10. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, they're top 10. The Saints will have the 8th pick. The Saints have the 8th pick right now. You would think that there's no urgency to get a quarterback.
Man, they team's so damn old.
Here are the top, just thinking in general about quarterbacks. Vegas, Jets, Arizona.
Maybe Browns.
Yep, Tennessee does not need one. Giants are probably not taking one.
Miami.
Cleveland.
I can see Miami.
New Orleans. Yeah. Kansas City. Cincinnati's 10th. Miami 11th.
But here's the thing. Somebody's getting Malik Willis.
Do we know that Malik Willis can be a guy?
I mean,
he's a bridge guy?
I mean, I'm talking about he can be a future star. He can be Sam Darnold.
Oh, I think we're pushing it already there.
No, I've seen him 2 years in a row. It wasn't just what he did this year.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he has an idea, and his athleticism is next level.
Next.
Browns 20, Bengals 18.
Of course, the big story here was Myles Garrett breaking the record. Now, in this instance, I had some people say to me at the time, as we were doing the Houston game during a commercial break, that, well, did he take a dive here? Well, no. What happened was they were trying to move the ball down the field. It looked like he knew he was getting sacked, and Burrow just went down to get it over with quickly. I don't think he took a dive. And then I cannot take this from Strahan after the game. The first thing Strahan says is, Michael, what do you want to say about this? Well, he's got the 17-game record. I've still got the 16-game record. Everybody's smiling. No, Michael meant every bit of that.
Because Gassino was how many?
Dive!
Because
Favre took a dive!
Gassino was how many?
Gassino was 16 games.
Okay, but this is the other reality. Garrett did it in 127 plays. Michael Strahan did it in like 500 and almost 100 more opportunities.
Yeah.
And TJ Watt did it in 620. He did it in 427.
Myles Garrett is an amazing pass rusher, and I don't look at this record and say, well, he did it in 17 games. He's got the record.
It's his record.
It's his record. Congratulations to Myles Garrett. And he almost got a sack on the next play.
But the thing is, at worst, he tied you in the same amount of games. So how does it go to you anyway?
Yeah, Strahan, just stop.
He got it in 16.
Just stop.
He tied it in 16. So what are we talking about?
Well, no, he didn't tie it because he had 22. And he got 22 and a half. He didn't tie the 22 and a half.
Okay.
But and here's the point. Strahan, stop. And he did say a lot of nice things about him, and he's got plenty more sacks in front of him. But then he made sure to say after it, I think I had more sacks after the age of 30, so I'm sure this guy's got a lot left. Oh, my God, Strahan, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He is going to have this around his he's going to have this hanging around his neck for the rest of his life because Favre took a dive, and we all know it, okay? Just deal with it. Just deal with it. Your record's broken. It's gone. It's gone.
You're dead to us.
Enough. Next.
Vikings 16, Packers 3.
Again, just a loser of a game from yesterday. There were so many games yesterday. That
was
just
3 games
meant
that matter.
absolutely nothing. And this
Saturday,
game could not mean less. So the Packers, what I am excited about, I'm probably most excited, even though the Packers have lost who they have lost on defense, I'm probably most excited about Packers-Bears this coming weekend on Saturday night. I think that is, to me, because the two teams have played, they will have played then like 3 times in the span of about 5 weeks. That's going to be pretty good. That's going to be pretty good. 8 o'clock Saturday night on Amazon Prime. I am anxious to watch that game. You all right there? Took a little sip. Looked like there was something a little bitter.
Yeah, there's lemon. There's apple cider
Oh,
vinegar.
are you on the cayenne pepper thing?
No, not cayenne. I'm trying to rip up, baby.
You're trying to rip. Okay. Well, you got some handles there, bud.
No.
I mean, don't let me. Listen,
No,
don't push them in. Those are some handles. No.
hold
Show
on,
the camera.
whoa.
Stand up.
No,
show the camera.
No, this is the thing. The handles are a lot smaller. And now that I. Yeah.
No, the camera did not get the handles.
But
the camera only got the center where we got the abs. There are 2 handles on the side.
Yes.
Those are handlebars, baby.
No, but listen, they were a lot bigger. Remember, they were a lot bigger when I took the gym picture. And now I don't have all these jobs. Listen, no, Carl.
Now we're gonna focus.
Carl, I'm down to 230.
Okay,
I haven't been 230 since my.
Will you just let me make fun of you for being fat? Yeah, again. Look at that on the side. Look at that.
Yes.
On the side.
Yes, I got high hips.
I got high hips. Yeah, me too.
But you see the D'Angelo.
I got big bones and high hips too.
But you see the D'Angelo coming. You see the D'Angelo
No, please.
coming.
Now I need you to pull up your pants. Now I need you to pull up your pants. That's not good. That's not good.
And I haven't even shaved yet.
We know.
Oh, not that. Not that part. Oh, my bad. It's just stomach hair. Listen, if you've seen Rocky 4, you've seen stomach hair. Apollo Creed.
South of the border. Next.
Jaguars 41, Titans 7.
So imagine for a moment that you're broadcasting a game, and this game means something in terms of a division title for the one team, but they have to pay attention to another game to see what's going on. That's where the situation was in Houston yesterday, as I had the Colts and the Texans. They needed Jacksonville to lose. And that crowd in Houston goes nuts when Tennessee takes a 7-0 lead. 41-7 your final. Cam Ward gets knocked out in the first series
I don't
of
even
the
know why
game.
they had it. As soon as it looks like he may get hurt, no, we done.
No, exactly. That's probably what it was, too. But 41-7, that was not even close yesterday. Jacksonville ran away with it. Bart, I mean, if you were ever hoping on the outside that Trevor Lawrence could be available this offseason, that's over with. Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen have figured it out together.
Yeah, man. Man, what's the most fascinating thing, which I would want to see, like the bet props and stuff like that, is Coach of the Year. I mean, it can be anywhere. I'd see if Shanahan would have won and it would have went through San Francisco, he might have won it. Mm-hmm. But now, how can you not give it to McDonald? He won the division and arguably the toughest division in all of football with 3 guys in the playoffs. But then Liam Cohen, like what he did out there is remarkable. But then Vrabel just won a division that was dominated by the Buffalo Bills. And then, but the division winner in the NFC North is the Chicago Bears, which everybody thought it was going to be at least Green Bay or Detroit.
Oh, man.
What's the bets?
I'm sorry. They're just going to the YouTube comments right now. It's not good.
What, look like porno?
They're all kind of hinting around that right now.
Dirk Diggler?
No. Drew is awesome. I feel bad for everybody involved. Now show us yours, Carlin. Nope. All right, last one.
Texans 38, Colts 30.
As I said, that we were, invested in the game early, but then the Texans got checked out.
I was invested because if the Colts lose, that's better for the Jets.
Absolutely. And the Colts did lose again.
The Jets won
How about
twice
the Colts?
by
Can
losing.
we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, that's going to be a mess.
The Colts are keeping Steichen and Chris Ballard. They lost 7 in a row to close out the year.
And traded their 2 first-round
And traded their 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who didn't play again yesterday, played the week before, and that was it. Basically played one game, and it didn't even matter by the time he played. And that's unbelievable that Ballard is staying there. Steichen is one thing, Ballard's another. Wow. Riley Leonard did not look terrible. Now, granted, and that was against the starters in the first half, too.
But this is a team without a quarterback.
And
they can't draft one, but I wonder if Malik Willis might want to go there.
I think that Leonard, at the very least, may have just kind of shown them. I'm not saying that Leonard's the guy.
Hold up. Didn't Ballard draft Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
He should be fired for that alone.
Of course.
And did he give up 2 first-round draft picks?
Yes.
Wow.
And he's staying.
Wow.
This was the highlight at the end of the game.
Here's Leonard. He'll dump it over the middle to Downs. Downs will turn, throw it left back of the 30-yard line to Michael Pittman.
I forgot that's the big man. I know that voice.
He coughs it up. Ball is loose, and it's picked up, and it's run back for a touchdown. It's a big man score for Tommy Togiai at the buzzer. The defensive tackle for the Houston Texans scooped up the fumble and is able to cap off this game this afternoon with a touchdown.
What happened earlier, too, is that he actually was lined up at fullback and was supposed to take a handoff.
Yeah.
And it looked like that he and, what's his head, the quarterback, Stroud.
Oh, yeah.
Not Stroud, Davis Mills were not on the same page.
Yeah, he got it anyway.
Anyway, Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
They do a big man celebration.
Hi, I'm John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. You know what's interesting about the words personal injury? The first word is person. And at D'Agostino & Associates, that word means everything. That's because I handpick every person in our firm, from the pleasant professional person who answers your call to the experienced person litigating your case in court. Because every person in my firm is an extension of me, and the only way to exceed our clients' expectations is to deliver the highest level of personal service every single time. And that starts with hiring the right people. You see, we know that every client is a person too. Someone going through the toughest time in their lives and deserves to be more than just a file number. At D'Agostino & Associates, we put the person back in personal injury. So call 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222 and ask for me, John D'Agostino. And let's talk about your case, person to person. D'Agostino, law, bite back.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Empowered. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of.
She worked with Empower and planned for her next move. So she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Tom just said, here's the thing. When I have concerns about working with Bart and what it could do to my career, I try to remember what Johnny Pickham's told us. My boss said this. When you have concerns, listen, it's okay. Let the Stallion run. So we let the Stallion run.
You the one told me to pull him up.
Bart was showing off his abs, and his shorts were a little low, or his pants were a little low. Is this a matching set today? Of course.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Why you would never not have a matching set?
McQueen, this is my no, not.
You can't say that.
Can't say that.
Can't say that.
I'm a made man. This is my mafia. Can I say mafia?
You can do whatever you want. Apparently, let the Stallion run.
No, this is my
let
mafia.
The Stallion run.
My mafia jogging suit.
Can't wait.
We got more?
Bart has just said something that Chris can't comment on. While humorous, Chris values his career too much.
So, the YouTube comments are all about Bart and, well, let's just put it this way. Black Metronome, our buddy checking in. A good waxing doesn't hurt every now and then, Bart. Arturo, Bart and Carlin, After Dark. Drew is awesome. I can't unsee it.
It's the wintertime, man. It's been a month.
Primo's Abe. Bart, you got to go to Manscaped. By the way, talk to the sales department. Call Manscaped right now. Get a deal done.
And I got what's it called? The Ball Blaster 3000?
Sure, that's what it's called. No, I have no idea what it's called.
It is. It's something like that.
Okay.
I have it. It's like a plastic thing that's supposed to, like, on skin contact, it stops.
And then finally, somebody checking in with all the hate for Bart, and he's built better than 90% of us. Well, 90 is light.
Oh,
it's more like 98.
No, if I take hold on, that was just the abs. I take the shirt off now. You see the shoulders and the guns. Now, hold up.
No, I know. No, I'm saying 98, 99%.
They hate on my little love handles just because I got high hips. I've always had those.
Again, just stop with the high hips, okay? You can have a couple of love handles with the rest of how your body looks.
No, I've always had that.
Oh, okay.
Ever since I was in high school.
You look amazing.
I got to shave. If I shave, then I really look clean.
You do.
But I start my cardio today, too.
I was meaning to tell you that you really need to do something about those love handles.
Yeah. I start
Here's what's amazing. Bart and I have both lost 18 pounds. Nobody can tell on me.
I'm getting electrolysis on my skin, getting no hair gonna grow on my face, on my cheeks no more. I've been working on me since the summer, man.
Damien Woody next, ESPN New York.
Oh, he once lost 150.
Monday on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. After another disappointing football season in New York, how confident are you in Aaron Glenn as the Jets head coach and Joe Schoen as the Giants GM going forward?
This year's draft produced Cam Scatterboo, Abdul Carter, and Jackson Dart. So there is some evidence they have produced, at least in the draft. They want to move forward with this front office and Joe Schoen leading it.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every college playoff game day. That means more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. Ride with the favorite, take a shot on the underdog, or build a parlay, then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. FanDuel is the best place to get into the football action all playoff long, and when you win, you'll get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get your college playoff profit boost today. Ride with the favorite, take a shot on the underdog, or build a parlay, then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. FanDuel is the best place to get into the football action all playoff long. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
New York football is mercifully over. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York at noon o'clock. Right here, also on the ESPN New York YouTube page, noon. What does that mean, even in the new year?
It's the power hour. Brought to you by Cut'ems. I couldn't say the other one because they ain't paying us yet, so I ain't gonna give them no free plug.
So nothing for Manscaped yet?
Nope. Cut'ems. We call them Cut'ems.
Damien Woody is with us. He joins us each and every week at this time. The Damien Woody Report is brought to you by Bet365. D-Wood, it's Carlin, it's Bart. We had an unfortunate moment a few moments ago when Bart lifted up his shirt and didn't realize that perhaps his low-rise pants were a little too low-rise, and so the YouTube crowd got a good, well, somewhat of a decent show.
So part of the bush. It's cold out. No, it's cold out here right now. Wood, I ain't shaved in a couple months. You know what I'm saying? It's a little chilly.
Hey, you hibernating right now. You still in hibernation mode.
Exactly. I'm out here like chia.
Right now, it's just having the vision of you spreading the chia seeds all over your gut.
I lost 18 though, Wood. So you know what I'm saying. Usually I get fat during the season because you eat, you working so much. But you know I'm down, probably about 18 pounds, bro. You know what I'm saying. So now it's time to stack it back up.
You should show that off. You should show that off.
But here's the thing, D-Wood. I'm down 18 pounds too, but I'm not showing it off.
Yeah, well, you know, us of the more huskier ilk, we don't need to show it off to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. When it's 18 off of me, it's throwing a deck chair off the Queen Mary, so you can't really tell the difference after all.
It all started because I'm drinking apple cider vinegar.
He's doing the apple cider vinegar, like cayenne pepper, like cut thing this week.
No, actually, no. It's water, lemon with She Legit honey, and she'll like it too.
Oh, you deep into it. Deep into it right now, Bart Carlin.
Well, you know how it is. It's the first day after the season. That's usually like when you start healing up and start saying you can do stuff because the football season takes up so much of your time. You know, all the Jets jobs and Monday jobs. And just like when we were players, like after that first week, you're like, man, I got time to kind of do things that I wanted to do. So I've been working on trying to get my health right. You know, we're not no spring chickens no more. So that's what we're doing, the same thing that the other guys with the garbage bags are doing right now.
Unfortunately, we have some more.
Can't wait.
A little bit of breaking news. Jonathan Gannon out in Arizona as we speak.
See what I'm saying?
Jonathan Gannon out, so he is the sixth coach. Well, listen, Giants, Titans, Falcons, Browns, Raiders, Cardinals, all there. All right, D-Wood, let's get into it. First and foremost, have you ever seen a team more adept at winning when absolutely nothing is on the line than the New York Giants?
Oh, man, like that was just hilarious. Like you literally had, like 2 weeks ago, you had the number one picking in your grass, boy, and you just let victory just slip through your hands. Like it's just, I don't understand. Well, listen, I do understand it because players are like, damn them draft picks. We just gonna win. And boy, did they do a pretty good job of that.
The Raiders didn't do that. They said, "See you, Max Crosby. See you later, Bowens. You go sit down. You have a seat over there." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what the Giants were doing, but I appreciate it because the byproduct is now the Jets don't have to spend any draft picks if Dante Moore comes out. So finally, maybe something could be changing for the Jets. In fact, that they may be able to get, if not more, they may be able to get Mendoza if the Raiders and whoever's new with that organization decides that they want the guy with the higher ceiling.
Well, we're back into the Jets and being off-season champs and stuff like that. So, that's clearly the mark of where we're at right now. But listen, you're absolutely right, though. All the talk has been, prior to, the end of the season is, well, the Jets will probably have to trade some draft capital to kind of move up and maybe try to acquire their quarterback, where now they're sitting at number 2. The only thing left now is Dante Moore, coming out after the college football playoffs.
Damien Woody with us. He joins us each and every Monday. Of course, ESPN NFL analyst. If Aaron Glenn asked you, what do you look at and see what needs to improve the most from the outside looking in, what would you tell him for next year?
Oh my gosh, where do I start? Like, here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. I always talk about when I look at coaches, how are the players improving? How are the players improving? Like, all you have to do is watch a game and see from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, are my guys improving? Like, not necessarily wins and losses, but do you see some of my younger players improving as the season progresses? What can someone point to me with the Jets with that happening? Because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen where guys are improving as the season went on. I mean, you're talking about the last 5 weeks. I mean, the Jets were losing by what was the average?
23 points a game. Yeah.
107 to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, boy, like that's disgraceful. I mean, I can't even make any excuse about that. That is disgraceful. It's pitiful. You're non-competitive, bro. Like it's sad, man, for all Jet fans out there who's rooting for this team, this organization. What they put on display for the last 5 weeks, it's absolutely ridiculous.
At least they understood the assignment. Because if the Giants would have lost and the Jets would have found a way to win, all hell should have broke loose. So listen, I didn't even recognize who the people were. Like, it was people there that I had no scouting report for that played for the Jets yesterday. And still, they still gave up 150 yards rushing. And they had Sherwood and Quincy and Jermaine and Phillips and Briggs. They had all those guys out there, which is crazy work.
Yeah, I mean, they understood the assignment as far as the draft pick concerned, but, I always said, you remember the first thing that the AG talked about was the culture, building the culture, and I don't see how that was attained in 2025.
All right, D-Wood, let's talk about some playoff football this coming week. First of all, Rams-Panthers. Panthers have already beaten them once, but the Rams are 10.5-point favorites. What kind of a chance do you give the Panthers to beat the Rams at home?
Listen, I would never say never, but I will say this, a couple things. You're talking about a Panthers team who had to back into the playoffs. You had an opportunity to handle the situation yourself, win and get in, and you couldn't do that. And with this Rams team, listen, they haven't finished the season off, that well, but they will be getting Devontae Adams back, which we all know Devontae Adams, before that hamstring injury, was just killing it out there. Him and Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford, who I think is going to be the MVP. I just don't see the Panthers, this go around beating the Rams.
Now, you got the Rams. Who's your favorite, right? I know, well, I guess, who's your favorite to move on this week, I guess? What's the matchup there? Because I don't want to squeeze all the juice out the lemon, not the first week of the postseason. Who's your biggest underdog, you think, to be able to make it to the championship?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you the team that I think Houston's gonna be a problem. I think Houston's gonna be a problem for anybody they play. That defense, who wants to face that defense in the postseason? They can go anywhere. Houston seems like a team to me. They can go anywhere and play anybody. C.J. Stroud, in the postseason, the boy comes up big. That defense can do whatever they want to do. So, Houston's a problem. Not enough people is talking about Jacksonville. And I don't, obviously Jacksonville being a small market team, and, we're just not accustomed to seeing Jacksonville doing a lot of good things. Folks, Jacksonville has won, 8-9 games in a row. Trevor Lawrence is about as hot as any quarterback in the league. They're top 5 in both offense and defense. They're second in the league in takeaways. They're second in the league in run defense. If you haven't watched Jacksonville is legit. Buffalo, I can tell you right now, that's a bad draw for Buffalo.
How about this? You go 13-4.
Yeah.
And you're an underdog at home in your playoff game. They are 1.5-point underdogs. Buffalo is favored by 1.5 at home, and there's only one reason for that, and we know what it is. It's Josh Allen.
That's basically repetition.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's Josh Allen. And you don't think Liam Cohen is not going to use that to – he's going to take all the juices out of that one. The fact that you've won 8-9 games in a row and you're the underdog at home against Buffalo?
It's crazy,
man.
Because
can't wait to watch that game.
It's crazy because it's strength against strength. You say James Cook, and he's the rushing leader, right? And now you got the second best rush defense in all of football. So it'll be interesting to watch. But it just tells you the power of a coach. Me and Carlin was kind of throwing this around. It's I think the hardest decision to make out of all the postseason awards is Coach of the Year, because you got what Shanahan did with the injuries. You got McDonald that wins the division with Sam Darnold. You have what Ben Johnson did in winning the division with Chicago that we never thought was possible. Then you have Liam Cohen, what he's done. And then we haven't even talked about your old stomping grounds with what Vrabel did his first year.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a tight race. If I had a vote, I would vote Mike Vrabel because, listen, quite frankly, when we before this year, the way we talked about New England was one of the least talented teams in the National Football League. There's no question about that, and I think the job that Mike Vrabel has done, bringing in all those different type of players, whether it be through free agency or the draft, and have Drake May playing, like an MVP candidate that he is. I would give it to Mike Vrabel, but all those guys are deserving of the award.
Here's why I disqualified Mike Vrabel. We've seen him do great coaching jobs before. So Ben Johnson had the same exact issues, maybe a little bit more talent, but he had a rookie quarterback. They both came in the same draft, and we can say that probably the North and the NFC West is probably the two deepest conferences out of all the conferences. They get 2 free games against the Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeah, listen, if you said, listen, I'm going to go with Ben Johnson, you wouldn't get any arguments out of me. And I think that just talks about the strengths of the candidates out there. It's all about what flavor it is that you have for these guys. Ben Johnson, you can absolutely make a case for what he's been able to do. For Caleb, because Caleb was a mess last year, and the way that Caleb is kind of turning around, and he still has some issues, but Caleb has played so much better in the way they're able to run the ball, and obviously going from worst to first in the NFC North is, listen, that's no laughing matter right there. That's a hell of a turnaround for the Chicago Bears.
D. Wood, last one from me. Damien Woody with us, ESPN NFL analyst. The Eagles, what should I make of them right now? They have functioned well in high drama situations before, and we all know people that have to just live in drama in their lives no matter what. But it feels like this year it doesn't quite have the same feel that maybe they're going to go on a run. What's your take on Philadelphia right now?
Well, I mean, listen, they got championship DNA. Obviously, they got a lot of guys that are on their rosters, who won the Super Bowl last year. I think the biggest thing you can say about the Philadelphia Eagles is the fact that, when they're playing at home, they're very hard to beat. Obviously, they're the 3 seed. They missed the opportunity to be the number 2 seed, but, they're going to draw, what is it? They draw in the 49ers, I believe.
Yep.
In the first round. So that's going to be a tough assignment for the 49ers after all they expended, to try to win that number 1 seed and got beat down by the Seattle Seahawks to come across country and play this game in Philadelphia, which is a tough venue to play in.
D. Wood, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good. Take it easy.
Damien Woody, mercifully, we won't have to talk about the Giants and Jets next week unless there is a coaching decision.
Yeah, they'll find a way to take it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
They will find a way to make us talk about them. That was Damien Woody's report, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. There's been an awful lot of discussion around the Giants, who put out a statement this morning once again confirming that Joe Schoen is going nowhere. He will be staying in charge of the football operation and leading the head coaching search. And the Jets are the Jets. David and Elizabeth has been very patient today, and we have to give him his opportunity to get in. What up, Dave?
What up, Chef? What up, Bart?
What up?
Gentlemen, we're about to have our own exit meeting right about now. Let's jump straight into it. So, okay, over the summer, Woody Johnson hands the keys over to Aaron Glenn and hires him. All right. He didn't necessarily say that we would go to the playoffs, but he did say this: we're not in rebuild mode. We're not starting over, and these guys need to be coached up correctly. And if I can do that, and the running game is good, there's a possibility. Hey, who knows? We might sneak in the playoffs. He did not say we would make the playoffs. All right, let's fast forward. The season starts, right? The doors get blown off of the Pontiac Fiero. You guys know that's the replica to a Ferrari. The doors get blown off of it. All right, cool. Every week, he's got an excuse, and every week we're pointing out what he did wrong or what is wrong, right? Then he trades 2 defensive stars on the team. We got all this draft capital and all this stuff. Now, we're here now where he's going to get another opportunity at this, another bite at the apple, as my father would say. And to be honest, he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's lost. He double backs on his work. Like, yo, if you really break down his resume, because he was just telling the media who he's beefed with all season, oh, yo, I know what I'm doing. I was successful here. I was successful there. Let's be honest. You wasn't successful. You wasn't big fish. You wasn't the big dog calling the shot. You had a department or a situation. Yeah, you flourished to the best of your knowledge, and you feel as though you got this, and you don't. Yo, I'm going to be honest with you. If he continues and Woody Johnson doesn't step in and do the right thing, which he's not going to do, right, we're going to do a jail sentence. It's called a 5 to 7. And, Bart, you know what those are like. No disrespect, not saying you ever got arrested, but 5 to 7 is something that our people know really well. Yeah, we don't need a 5 to 7. We're already, we're already behind. I'm going to be honest, man. Like, yo, watching yesterday, dog, you saw the defense wasn't tackling people. They had no effort. They gave up on him, bro. Like, not for nothing, I was thinking, like, okay, we got a whole bunch of no-name brand players on our team, so that's why, they're not playing to the best of their ability. Nah, it's not that. Because if you had the right guy leading them, they would still show effort. They would still, put their business suit on and come to work. Not for nothing, man. It was a bad season, man. Yo, Woody Johnson, you got to do what's right, bro, for real. I mean, because you're going to set us back.
I mean, you heard Phillips say that he thought that he can come here and help change the culture, and it's taking longer and it was harder than what he thought it would be. And, a part of that culture left when Quentin got traded, and you traded with Sauce, because I think it signaled to everybody that we're not trying to win right now. And, I think they overestimated how easy the job was, and they realized that it wasn't, and they lost a lot of close games that they could have done, and that hurt them that way. So, that's where they're at, and we have to hope that they get the defensive coordinator right, because I think that allows Glenn to focus more on the offense and make sure that everything is developing the right way there. They have to make sure it's got to be Jim Schwartz. It's got to be Raheem Morris. It has to be somebody that has a history of being a great defensive coordinator.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. Let's hit Mo in Jackson, New Jersey next on ESPN New York. Mo, what's going on? Mo!
Hey, I think you guys, Giants fans in particular, they need to hope for a Liam Cohen situation where he takes the interview and then just says, okay, yeah, no, I'm not interested in the role, because that's what he did, and that's how we got Trent Baalke out. So for Giants fans, hope for a Liam Cohen situation.
I mean, that's all you can really hope for at this point. If they're going to say right now that Joe Schoen is the guy, and then you hire or you find coaches that don't want to work with him, then you hope that the Liam Cohen situation is what plays out. But I can't count on that. What I'm really thrown off by is the fact that the Giants have gone out of their way, not once but twice now, to say that Joe Schoen's their guy. They did not need to come out with a statement today, and they did do that. They did do that. They came out and said, he is our guy. He is running our coaching search. We feel good about the young core he has built. So fast forward here 3 weeks. You want to hire a coach. You have a guy that you like. And he says, by the way, not taking the job if Joe Schoen's the GM. What are you doing? Are you telling him to take a walk?
Yeah. It's it depends on how close the other candidate is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got, because remember, Liam went back to Tampa, then came back and took it once they fired him. So they had, they had an opportunity to walk away, and they walked away. But then he came back and took it back once they decided they couldn't find another candidate that they liked as much as him. So that's why when Shane is interviewing, it's going to be interesting because it's not in his best interest to interview anybody, let you hear from anybody, unless Mara and Tish are coming up with their own list of people that they'll like to see come in and see hired.
Well, I don't know how that isn't happening. Like,
yeah.
again,
I knew Raheem Morris was in trouble when they said they hired a group.
They bring in the firm.
Right, they brought in the firm. They brought in the firm well before the end of the season.
Well, this is the statement from the Giants that we're talking about right now, in case you missed it. This is from earlier today after Jordan and Adam Schefter reported that Shane is staying. John Mara and Steve Tisch. The 2025 season has been deeply disappointing, and the results in the field have not lived up to the standard this organization and our fans expect. As previously stated, Joe Schoen will remain our general manager and continue to lead our football operations and the search for our next head coach. All right, you could have stopped it right there, but no, you went further. Continuity and stability in the front office is important to our progress. We believe in our young core of talent, which we can build around for future success. So did the fact that Joe Schoen, who made the trade up to go get Jackson Dart because Brian Daboll wanted him to, now get to stay simply based on that decision? Simply based on that decision. That you think, and by the way, you don't know for sure that Jackson Dart's the guy. You feel pretty good about it. But you don't know for sure that he's the guy. So simply based on all of that, he definitively gets to stay? I mean, that's the question that I'm asking right now, and I don't know if you're going to tell me twice that he's the guy,
yeah,
I'm assuming he's the guy. I just don't know why today you had to come out and say it. You really didn't have to. Because if you had just said it the day that Daboll got fired,
right,
and then in a couple of weeks, you were faced with the Liam Cohen situation that they had in Jacksonville with Trent Baalke, you could easily do it and everybody would understand. Now you're gonna look, they may not care.
Yeah, they don't care.
But you're gonna look a little bit sillier if you make that choice in a few weeks.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, I'm trying to figure out like who's the hot general manager. So that's the thing. We don't really usually know like who's the next guy up for general managers and stuff like that. But the league is about to get crazy with all these firings. Like what's going to happen to Kyler Murray? What's going to happen? Like like now it's a general manager position open in Atlanta. Like as far as I know, it's only been one out of all the firings. It's only been one general manager let go.
Fontenot got let go. Chris Ballard is staying. Spytech is staying with the Raiders. And the Raiders put out a statement after Pete Carroll was fired this morning.
Is Tennessee, is that what you said?
Tennessee's they just restructured their front office so that Mike Borgonzi is in charge of the football stuff. Remember, they brought in Borgonzi last year.
Okay.
So they had the coach and the GM not on the same page before. The Giants are keeping their GM. So, yeah, Fontenot's the only one that right now is gone.
And then what's always fascinating to me.
And Andrew Berry's staying in Cleveland.
What's always fascinating to me is now it's a bunch of great coaches available because of people's staffs getting broken up. And, I wonder how the Jets are going to analyze and assess the linebackers coach, the cornerbacks coach, the safety coach, the defensive line coach. Because you can say that, for the most part, I think almost everybody on the offensive side should be safe. The offensive line was fine. Like, quarterbacks coach, that's something that you can consider or talk about. But, like, off of these staffs, like, Brian Callahan, who got fired, or his son, would he be willing to – well, he's going from head coach. I doubt if he'll come back to be a quarterbacks coach. Like, because the one thing that the Jets don't have is good, in my opinion, they don't have, it doesn't seem like their players are smart. And that usually comes from coaching and being able to make sure that you have the best teachers. But with all these staffs, what's that, 4 jobs? You mean tell me nobody has who's the best defensive line coach out of all those staffs that got cut? Like, I always forget, Gannon and Steichen, which one of them was the offensive and defense coordinator?
Gannon was defensive coordinator. Steichen was offensive.
Okay, so the defense guy was in Arizona.
Yeah.
Got you. Will he be willing to be?
And he just got fired.
Right.
And by the way, so add him to it, but Monty Ossenfort is still in charge in Arizona. Yeah. He is the GM.
Okay,
he was not fired.
Would Gannon want to be the defensive coordinator for the Jets? You see what I'm saying? This list starting to get more impressive because
here's the other problem, though, with the Jets defensive coordinator. First of all, with Philadelphia, not that the defense has been their issue.
Yeah.
But, if Vic Fangio ends up somewhere else, which I doubt.
Nah, he too old.
Probably not going to go.
Remember, he moved back there.
I think he's from Philly, too.
Yeah, he didn't get fired in Miami.
Here's my point. When you are that coach, look at what just happened to Eberflus. Eberflus got fired in Chicago, took the first job. It was with the Cowboys, and now he's going to get fired as a coordinator.
Yeah.
When you are Jonathan Gannon, you have to be very careful about what job you're going to take. The Jet job an easy job for a guy like that to take right now? I mean, can you get the best coordinators to be a coordinator with the Jets?
It all depends on what they think. Do they have 2 bookends that were just coached bad? When you think about Will McDonald and you think about Jermaine Johnson, and A.Z. Thomas comes back, is he going to be okay? And will they be able to? I mean, my first choice, because I like chaos, I like blitzing and all that stuff, is Wink Martindale.
Yeah.
But you can't ignore what Jim Schwartz has been and what he's done everywhere he's gone and in Cleveland.
Here's the thing about those 2 guys. They won't care. Put me anywhere. I'm going to make it work. Jim Schwartz already went to Cleveland.
Exactly.
Wink Martindale, screw it. I'll go anywhere, and I'll make your defense better. Rex, same thing. I don't care where you're putting me. They won't worry about that as much.
Right. Yeah, but some of the other guys might be a little nervous.
Yeah.
Or Gannon might just want to just relax or take a year off. But, you don't go from being like the big coordinator to failing like he failed, winning 15 games and, in 3 years in Arizona, and then you don't go back from doing that to get another head coaching job.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Monday on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. After another disappointing football season in New York, how confident are you in Aaron Glenn as the Jets head coach and Joe Schoen as the Giants GM going forward?
This year's draft produced Cam Scatterboo, Abdul Carter, and Jackson Dart. So there is some evidence they have produced, at least in the draft. They want to move forward with this front office and Joe Schoen leading it.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
That 3-6. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Commitment issues? No problem. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, as in for life. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead.
Really?
That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's Second Chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back and unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, extended until January 5th, and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong. Because right now, you can get a great deal on our most popular models, including our adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid models. There's also our bold and stylish Elantra, packed with all the latest tech, or you can go all-electric with the Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, extended until January 5th. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
Game time, brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Ooh, big one tonight that should have Mr. Scott's attention. Big showdown in Motown.
That's today, right?
Second place Knicks are in Detroit.
Hold on, what place Knicks?
Second place Knicks in Detroit to play the first place Pistons.
And you know, it's crazy. The Knicks have lost their last three, too. So
yeah, they have. They've lost three in a row.
They're sputtering a little bit.
A little bit. That's a lot to worry about on January 5th.
But Tom, also, when you consider, you consider the fact that what I said last week too about Jaylen Brown, and people were like, "Oh no, you see what Jaylen Brown is doing now that he's the lead guy and there's no Jason Tatum to share with."
He's been ridiculous.
Put up a 50 burger the other day.
Yeah.
Like
Jaylen Brown's been off the charts.
But everybody like, no, Brunson's better. I'm like, no, Brunson's in a situation where he's the only alpha dog and he has the ball all the time. Like, it's hard when you talk about Jaylen Brown and Tatum because they're both two guys that get the ball all the time.
Listen, I mean, I know you had that discussion with Ty a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, people think I'm crazy.
A lot of people thought you were nuts.
Jaylen Brown, great defensive player, 6'6". Come on.
I know, but I'm putting Brunson a little bit higher than you are. That's all. I get where you were coming from. I just don't totally agree with you on it. That's all. People have an inflated sense of what Brunson is, but let's also acknowledge that he has taken that team to the conference finals.
That is true.
That is true. All right. So anyway, that game coverage begins 6:30 right here on 880 ESPN. You will be locked in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Rangers hosting the Mammoth, the Utah Mammoth.
Oh, God. Do they please tell me they have a four-legged mammoth skating on the thing as a mascot? looking like Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street.
I don't know if they do. This game is at the Garden. I would love to see. I've never seen what the Utah Mammoth.
Or does it look like the dude off of Winnie the Pooh? Hi, Boo. Hi, Boo. Or does it look like Queen Latifah off of the Ice Age?
I don't remember the Queen Latifah character in Ice Age.
She was a mammoth.
She had a bow.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't watched Ice Age.
Well, she had a bow in her head. She's a mammoth.
She's a mammoth.
She's the woman mammoth who was dating the other dude from Ice Age.
Okay. What do you got? You're holding up a phone, and like I can see
he ain't got to turn sideways.
It's being sent to you right now. That's what I'm trying to hold up the phone for.
He's holding up a phone with a picture. It's not on 4 skates. It's only on 2 skates. It's a person with a giant mammoth mask.
Is he tall?
I mean, it looks like he's tall, but he's not like on stilts.
First of all, it looks like it's blue fur.
Yeah.
Is that the color of mammoths back in the day?
Yes.
That's not period. That's not period appropriate. That's not how mammoths looked back in the day.
Listen, mammoths are extinct. They're frozen. They're in ice. They're
probably going to be blue. That's a good point. And, they just named it the Mammoth, so they're still working on it. I'm sure they'll get that situation. That thing will be gritty before you know it.
Yeah, they'll make it mean. They're not going to make a mean mammoth. Like, bro, with the Salukis, we had the weakest Santa's look. Like a Saluki looked like a dead, starving bird dog.
Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. All right, let's go. Part 2, sideline to sideline.
It's going to happen. This is Sideline to Sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin. Lions 19, Bears 16.
All the Week 18 action. Lions beat the Bears 19. The Lions beat the Bears. Is that what happened? 19-16? Yeah, that's all we need to know from there. Bears play the Packers this week. Lions go home.
Broncos 19, Chargers 3.
Broncos are the number 1 seed in the AFC by virtue of their win yesterday. Congratulations.
Raiders 14, Chiefs 12.
Raiders still had the number 1 pick already locked in and still won the game. Think about that. They still won the game. If the Giants had lost yesterday, they'd have the number 1 pick. Is that? Wow. I believe that to be accurate. If the Giants lost yesterday because they had the weakest strength of schedule.
Yeah, and there are some other factors like other teams that had to win as well to factor into that, and all those teams won.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah. So if the Giants had just lost the game, they would have the number 1 pick. But no, they've got the number 5.
Wow.
Rams 37, Cardinals 20.
The Jonathan Gannon era with the Cardinals is over, so Arizona is now looking for a new head coach.
We looking for defense coordinators, baby. Submit them resumes.
Shots. That was one of the most bizarre things. It was Rondale Moore, I think, that he was meeting for the first time when he was saying that, because he's like, oh, man, you're exciting. Pew, 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 pew. Taking shots.
Oh, because he's so quick.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse. Pew, pew, pew. Duval. Like, which one? We've had some doozies.
The Gannon one I liked better. I know the Duval one is kind of iconic, but the Gannon one with the shots.
You're going to lock us down. We're going to bite Achilles tendon. You knock us down again, we're going to bite the back of your
Bite your kneecaps.
You're going to bat your hamstring tendon.
Patriots 38, Dolphins 10.
I have to say, felt for Steve Levy and Harry Douglas a little bit yesterday in that New England cold 38-10. That's a rough one. Late game yesterday. I was very comfortable inside 72 degrees in Houston.
I'm wondering who's the I've totally blanked out.
Okay, totally blanked out on it. That's good. Anyway, with that, the Patriots are the number 2 seed. And then
Commanders 24, Eagles 17.
Yeah, that means nothing. Eagles are sitting at home. They will play the 49ers this week in the postseason. And no word out of the Commanders. We don't expect that Dan Quinn would be in any kind of peril. But then it really was the game of the day.
Steelers 26, Ravens 24.
Now, listen, I'm not going to jump up and down all happy as a fan.
He's done it. You got to love him. You won a division.
I hated watching that game last night.
I knew that kid was going to miss. I felt it in my guts. I was like, he going to miss. I was knocking on wood. Like, he going to miss.
Listen, when you have your kicker miss an extra point, and he has not missed an extra point in 4 years.
Yeah.
I thought for sure. Listen, I thought they were going to lose the game anyway after they scored the touchdown.
Fourth and 7?
Yeah. And then
the Ravens defense.
But even if they kicked the extra point, I thought they would lose the game.
Ravens defense stinks.
Well, the Steelers defense stinks too.
But they had blown coverages on great play fakes. Like Aaron Rodgers dinked and dunked them with like throwing to the running backs and running backs getting 10 yards. Like I felt like I was watching an elevated version of Phillip Rivers just take advantage of coaches and coordinators that don't know how they're getting beat. They're getting beat by getting jabbed and peppered in the eye 1,000 times. Just pop, pop, just pop. Ain't no power shots getting landed, nothing. Just pop, 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 pop. I don't recognize, man, if the Ravens don't get that defense fixed, it's going to be a mutiny.
Listen, I don't think either team can feel great about what happened last night.
I think they both would have got their ass sent home next week by Houston regardless.
And here's the thing about Houston. What is Houston's biggest weakness? They can't run the ball.
Right.
They only run for about 100 yards a game. That's not going to matter against Pittsburgh. You can run the ball against Pittsburgh no matter who you are. You can.
They had a bunch of people there. You know, they had their big package on both sides of the ball. But DK Metcalf being back gives them a shot. You know, it has been choke salads before, and playing in Pittsburgh and kicking in Pittsburgh, people don't realize, I don't care if it's that stadium or Three Rivers Stadium, it's one of the hardest places to kick the field goal at.
So that whole thing, it hasn't been as much the case as it was.
Three Rivers used to be crazy.
Doug Bryan back in the day. And sorry to bring that
the
up.
wind tunnel.
That was the case. Yeah, it was a little bit more bizarre then. But even you're right, at Heinz Field, it has been tricky to do that. So if I ask you, with the games coming this weekend, I'm going to give you each game, and you tell me what you think the line on the game is, okay? This coming week, first of all, 4:30 Saturday on Fox, Rams-Panthers in Charlotte. I did tell you what it was already, but if you had to guess, what would you think the line is?
I would have thought it'd been 7.
It's 10.5 the Rams are favored by.
That's totally disrespectful, but I get it. This team that lost their way to the playoffs, you don't really give them a lot of credit, but they're going to have confidence that the game plan they had last year worked well against them the year before, meaning the first game.
Bears-Packers Saturday night.
I'm going to say that the Bears are hosting. They're the division champs. I'm going to say 3.
The Bears are favored by 1.5.
Okay, so that's a pick 'em pretty much.
I love the Bears in that game. I love the Bears minus 1.5. With the fact that the Packers have taken the injuries that they have on defense, and the Bears beat them at home a couple of weeks ago, I bet you they beat them again. Jaguars home for the Bills on Sunday. I already told you this, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be Bills 3.5.
Bills favored by 1.5. Think about that. The Jaguars won 13 games and are at home, and they are 1.5-point dogs to the Bills because of Josh Allen.
I just don't believe it. But Josh,
I get that.
But Trevor Lawrence have won a playoff game before. I mean, came back and beat Herbert.
Yep.
So he has in his short career, he has a playoff win.
40.
That's what's crazy. Jacksonville got a playoff win. Pittsburgh still ain't got one in 10 years.
49ers and the Eagles in Philadelphia, 4:30 Sunday, Fox. What do you think?
I mean, they can't rush the passer, so I can see Jalen Hurts being emboldened and being able to make a lot of plays with his legs.
But what do you think? What do you think the spread is?
3. They respect San Francisco.
Eagles are 3.5. Yep, yeah. You're right on that one. Chargers Patriots Sunday night, New England,
and it looked like they wanted this one. The Chargers wanted this one.
It kind of did look like they wanted this one.
They didn't play this
really.
They didn't play anybody.
They seemed very comfortable with this matchup.
They rested a lot of people.
Yep.
Khalil Mack, a lot of those guys didn't play. So I would say Patriots by 5.
Patriots 3.5.
Okay.
Patriots 3.5.
Basically, I pick them at home.
And then finally, Texans at Pittsburgh Monday night.
Oh, I mean, Texans by 5.
Texans are 3.5-point favorites on the road. So there you go.
But if you're one-dimensional against Pittsburgh, because you can't run the ball,
but they will be able to run the ball on Pittsburgh. That's my point. Is that Pittsburgh's defense is so bad, Bart.
But you got an indoor team. You got an indoor team going outside.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you right now, the first thing that the Steelers are doing is wetting the grass. I guarantee they're watering the hell out of the grass all week. So those pass rushers can't turn the corner.
All right. So what you're telling me, though, what you have always told me is defense travels.
It does. It does.
And they have by far. How about this for D'Amico Ryans? I know I'm blowing up the clock here, but this is just an interesting thing to me. Since he took over, they've had a top 3 defense in Houston for the last 3 years overall. The 2 years before that, he had a top 3 defense in San Francisco.
San Fran, yeah.
I mean, D'Amico Ryans is a damn good coach.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is you probably should hire linebackers.
I'm saying you should you can say linebackers if you want. When you find good defensive coaches, it doesn't have to be an offensive coach if you get the right people there.
I'm available. You hire defensive coaches. Linebackers do what linebackers do.
Once again, I would like to point out that I have worked with 4 different partners in the last 5 years.
All linebackers.
I would prefer to not. Well, Canty was a defensive lineman.
Yeah, Ike was the linebacker.
I got to go back then for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Fortenbaugh was not a linebacker.
He like a Vegas roulette dealer.
Welcome in, old timer. You feeling lucky? Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
The wildcard round is here, and FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the wildcard round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment, then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the wildcard round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Often required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hi, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I've talked about how a construction accident took my father's leg. The heavy prosthetic he wore looked nothing like the high-tech limbs we have today. It was crude wood and metal, held together by bolts that dug into his skin and left painful ulcers. But the thing I remember about my dad is how he never complained. He put on his prosthetic leg and he went to work. He coached my baseball teams, danced, sang karaoke, and even loved to travel. He may have limped, but he always held his head up high and he lived with dignity. At D'Agostino & Associates, I spent over 35 years building a law firm that helps accident victims and those in need of their Social Security disability benefits. We fight till our clients get the money and dignity they deserve. So call us today at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. So don't tell me personal injuries aren't personal. I know what they can cost a family. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
college football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41. And then won 48-41 in double overtime.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
And we're back. But I tell you what, man, the interesting part is as this day continues to materialize and we break it down to a fine powder, we're going to be able to realize and kind of see where the paths are for the Jets and Giants, right? And this end of this week, we're going to have an opportunity to see what happens, with Dante Moore. But we have to find a way to get better people here.
Yes.
And
I
wonder what Aaron Glenn. See, this is the thing. You have to do a forensic examination or an autopsy so quickly because coaches are going to get hired very fast. And you also worry about if who's going to be the new head coach. One of the names that's going to hit the circuit, we talk about D'Amico Ryans and his defense and how he's been. Anthony Weaver's been kind of teasing for a while as well to be a head coach in this league. And, guys like that, there's going to be some names that we don't really know to get opportunities. Like Jonathan Gannon got the opportunity. We'll see, like Anthony Weaver, if he gets an opportunity. We'll see if Robert Saleh is in this mix as well.
Well, here's a couple of things. Just want to run them down again to catch everybody up. Number one, Giants put out a statement today reaffirming that Joe Schoen is running the head coaching search and he is staying as general manager. They put that out when they fired Brian Daboll, and now they reaffirmed that again today. And I don't really understand why they needed to reaffirm that. I want to know in a few weeks if their desired head coach has no interest in working with Joe Schoen, does that mean they're going to walk away from that head coach and keep Joe Schoen? Because in the statement today, it said continuity and consistency are important to our continued progress. So that, to me, is a big point of contention in discussions. The coaches who have gotten fired today or who are out altogether. Jonathan Gannon was fired just a little while ago by the Cardinals. We know the Giants' job is open. We know the Titans' job is open. Last night, Raheem Morris and the GM Fontenot both got fired in Atlanta. The Browns fired Kevin Stefanski. Jordan Raanan earlier saying keep an eye on him as a candidate for the Giants. And the Raiders have fired Pete Carroll. And I did not realize this. It makes sense, though. The Raiders had only given him a 3-year contract last year.
He's 79 years old.
No, I know. That's exactly right. But listen, if I'm Pete and you want to hire me, maybe a little more cheese on a taco. But anyway, Pete's walking away with 2 years of getting paid. So the Raiders fired him. And the Raiders, in their statement, said their GM is staying, and he is going to work very, very closely with Tom Brady in putting together that organization. So Brady and the GM are going to work hand in hand on that. So those are the jobs that are open. The only GM that was fired in all of it was the Falcons. Every other GM is staying put. So there you go. Bart Carlin.
Spicy Nuggets.
ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app in just moments, it is the return of the K. The Michael K. Show. Was he here on Friday?
Oh, no.
I don't even know if he was here on Friday. He wasn't here on Friday. No chance K was here on Friday. Come on.
He was here on Friday.
He was not.
Oh, okay. I thought he put his hands up like, yeah, fight the power. Like, what?
No, here's the point. K is back, and that's all you need to know. He's here next on ESPN New York.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers, from scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failure.